What is up, everybody? It took me a second there to remember how to unmute my microphone, so, you know, if only I'd been doing this streaming thing for a while, I would be used to this. Why are we in the middle of a stage right now? Am I on the wrong account? Also, my volume thing's not working. Shut up, music. There we go. Yeah, sometimes my volume mixer, it'll show the volume slider for the music, but when you adjust it, nothing happens. Oh right, we gotta do this stage. I completely forgot about that. That is Hex's Avenger Ushi, who I'm pretty sure can handle this. I completely forgot about these trash mobs though. Then we'll get to the raid, which hopefully we haven't missed, but I think it was going quite slow because everyone was asleep and long raid and so on and so forth. Why is the damage CE in the gacha? Because fuck you. That's why. At least on the bright side, they do give you the 3-star one, which does have an event bonus, like damage bonus, which is more generous than normal. And you don't really have to have the damage CE, and you can use things like Black Grail and all that kind of stuff instead, but it clearly makes things easier, and never mind, put that aside, never mind the making it easier thing, because that you can make up for that fairly easily. It gives you so much more bond, right? So if you rolled the gacha, like if you happen to like the units, or you just want the CEs or whatever, you can get just mountains and mountains and mountains of bond from this event, and then also you get the damage bonus while you're at it. And what a coincidence, it also comes with starting NP, so it's not really holding you back that much. Yeah, as we're beating the raids, you can, it doesn't have to be a Buki, you can summon like Burgess, all kinds of stuff, and there are some human servants that actually do really well. Like on my main account, I was using Arthur and it was fine, and he was just obliterating it. I stopped using Arthur because Arthur was actually doing too much damage, and if I got good RNG, which I guess in this case would be bad RNG, but if I got good RNG, I would kill the boss before killing one of the ads, which I didn't want to do that. But, so I ended up switching him out just because of that, because the first turn he would just do so much fucking damage to everything. It was like, okay, well, but yeah, there's a bunch of things you can summon to make it easier. But yeah, it is truly annoying that the event CE is a gacha one. I actually don't know how this account, my main account does really well against the raids, because my main account is prepared. I have a lot of meta stuff, be it DPS or support. But this ult account, really, it doesn't have any of that shit. I'm not sure it has any of the event servants, so I think it might actually have a hard time. But we shall see. Alright, what do we got here? So this guy's AoE, so he needs to die. Actually, don't need Hans's third skill technically until next turn. I think I'm just gonna NP with Mash, and then we'll kill next turn. Fuck that guy up. Yeah, I did the raid, like, I don't know, 7 or 8 times on my main account, but I'm not throwing apples at it simply because it doesn't really drop anything I want, which kind of sucks because it drops a million things. Like each of the trash mobs drop different mats, but I don't need any of them. So the only thing you get out of it is sometimes skill gems, but honestly it's not at like a consistent enough rate on the classes that I want for me to care too much. So it's not actually really worth doing on my main. Let's see here. The best carry though, I think Burgess is definitely one of the better carries there, and then the Lolly Dragon. Those are, and Ibuki too. Like all 3 of those are really good carries. If you're having a hard time there, and then just typical supports, right? And then have a good single target cleanup. Okay, let's see. I got my NP. Wow, there's 12 of these things. We might be here for a second. We overcharge Hans's NP. Well, you can only summon though one thing, right? Like you can only summon one thing from your friends list, so you do need to be smart about it. I think if you have good support, you summon a DPS. If you have a good DPS, you summon a support. Right? Like if you have your own Burgess or Lolly Dragon or whoever else the fuck is a good a non-human servant. If you got one of those, then you summon a support like Castoria, Merlin, Beast, you know, whatever. And if you have some of those good supports, then you definitely summon a DPS. I'm not sure if this account has any good DPS for the raid. I don't know. I don't think it does, so it'll probably have to summon a DPS. Well, my main had like options for days. I like the design in terms of the content. You know, it's interesting that you know, if you don't want to get really meta about it, you can just kill the boss, and that's fine. And if you want to like more loot, you can still add. I like how it's, you know, actually somewhat difficult content. It's still not that hard of a boss fight, but it is hard if you try to min-max your like bonus stuff. If you're like trying to min-max your bond gain and the drops and that kind of stuff, then it's actually pretty tough, which I actually kind of like. But if you don't want to deal with that, you can do one of the lower tier ones, or just not do all the bonus stuff. So that's alright. In terms of the way the boss looks, not so good. The tails are cool, and literally everything else is pretty dumb looking. And I think they were kind of trying a bit too hard to make it look wacky and whatnot. And I think they kind of missed the mark a bit and it just looks silly. But it's probably the first beast design. I mean, I guess you got Kama and Kiara, but they're not really beast designs. It's just Kama and Kiara, so they don't really count. But in terms of like the, you know, beast designs where they're like a, you know, more in-depth, you know, monster design or something like that, it's really the only one that I think kind of sucks. The rest of them have been pretty well done, I would say. Okay, I think there are quite a few more rulers in here, so we're gonna have to be careful. Do I use the evade? Yeah, might as well. I don't know though, maybe they'll do more with the design. I don't know if Beach is gonna die in this event or not. And if she doesn't, maybe they'll change the design. I think Kiara is not really a beast design though. It's just Kiara, but now she's big. Not exactly the same thing as like Guadia or Tiamat, you know, it's like, that's just a big nun. Alright, we have sure hits on their NP, so that evade did not do anything. Rather unfortunate that she was the one that happened to get shot in the face there, but we deal with it. I think it dies to the curse damage this turn, I'm pretty sure. So I can just ignore it. As I fire everything then, so I don't want it to die. Get the heal. Yeah, her attack's kind of interesting. The NP looks too bad. Although I do have a feeling there may be more to it. Like her NP is pretty underwhelming actually when you compare it though to like Guadia's and such. So you know, maybe she's gonna survive this event and there's gonna be a proper 6.5 and then she'll get like a fuck. I hit the other one. Well, that was a waste. Anyway, but yeah, she might get like a, you know, more complete form or something. You never know with these games. I'll probably kill this. Yep. She's kind of good, by the way. Yeah, I stayed up a bit last night and I did the raid on my main account, but it's actually still going on, so now I can play it on my ult and see how it goes. I think my ult's gonna struggle because my main did quite well, but my main is just a lot more prepared than my ult is, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's true. Tiamat's NP wasn't so great either. It was just a big nom. Her design was interesting, but yeah, her animations definitely seemed a bit rushed. Okay, there's surely going to be at least one more ruler. I think we NP here anyway. And there's obviously going to be a story fight with the beastie, and that'll probably be harder. So that'll be interesting. Because like Ivan's story version was much harder than his raid version. Surtur's story version was harder than his raid version. I didn't play. Did Vince get a raid? Because I didn't really get to play that one the day where they were like spamming all the random enemies. I didn't see what it ended with. I don't know if it was like a regular beach and pseudo beach boss thing or not. But her story fight I think was, you know, it wasn't a joke battle unless you use certain servants, but I think it was easier than her story version from 1.5. Like that's the only one I feel that way about. I think Surtur was much harder. I think Ivan was much harder, but Vish was not a big deal. Okay, we need one turn to get our guts back. I guess I taunt because you don't have sure hits, so I taunt her to give her NP. I'm gonna get her NP anyway, so it doesn't matter. I think we have Chen Gong go on the front lines here and fuck a bitch up. Yeah, I recorded Burgess versus Beast there. That was so funny how much he destroys that stage. Like, not only is she not a human, right, and she's a, you know, beastie boy, so she gets the bonus, and not the negative, but she also just has a great kit for it, and then when the boss casts the 150k guts, Burgess just removes it. So the guts is just gone. So it's like, well, that's that. Not the best back row, but we can make this work. 24k one needs to die. Doesn't it sure hit? We do that, that, and that. Okay, 2 rulers. Ooh, that almost, that cost us, she would have died. That would have been really shitty. We're okay now, though. Surtur didn't do a damn thing. Actually, we might be in a wee bit of trouble here, because somebody, I think somebody has to still be alive, right here. Because Horse Bindo can kill them both, but then, no, we might be able to kill all of them. Let's see here. Yeah, if Horse Bindo kills them both, I think we're good. And if he can't do 55k when he's got attack up, plus the quick up, all that, and NP up, I'll be pissed. I haven't kept up on the latest couple of chapters. I was reading the beginning part of the story, but I haven't kept up. I'll look into it later, though. Not particularly interested in this story, to be honest. It doesn't really have anything to do with the overarching stuff in Lostbelt, so... Okay, this account not doing so good on gold gems, I see there. Alright, I think that's the raid. I really am iffy about how this is gonna go, and I'm trying to decide what's best to summon. I'll look at what this account has, and I think I'll go from there. I'm thinking it's gonna want to summon a DPS, because I can't think of anything off the top of my head that would be particularly good here. Because the few things that aren't demonic beasts and whatnot, on this account aren't things that are like abnormally good here. Like my main has Arthur and he's actually really good here, but I don't think this account has anything like that. Or we'll show the story bits here. I am interested to see how this event ends because it'll tell us though if it's going to be a prologue or if this is it for Beach, whatever, Bitch Face. I kind of hope this actually is it for her, just because that would mean 6.5 will be something, you know, we have no idea about, and that's actually kind of exciting. Like maybe it's Fuyuki's stuff. Also, I'm getting really, there's so many fireworks going off outside and I'm losing my mind. I don't think we're gonna get any information about Lostbelt 7 anytime soon, because what's going on right now isn't the little dot between 6 and 7. It's not that. Now it may lead into that, but right now it's not. So I think whatever the white dot is, that's what we're gonna get information about next. If they do anything for main story, you know, New Year's might be like, and hey, we're doing PvP, boys, right? I have no idea. Why fireworks? Dude, I tell you, I don't know if it's just where I live, but I suspect this goes on in various places around the world. If there is any kind of fucking holiday or a 3-day weekend, everybody, it's just fireworks. That's just like everyone's default. It's like, oh hey, fireworks. You know, you'd think they'd save it for like 4th of July or something, but yeah, right now this is just an event. Now 4.5 was just an event too, but they were very clear about that being 4.5, or they haven't really said that about this one. And again, this is not taking up the dot like 5.5 did. So the dot is still just chilling there. So whatever the dot's representing, this ain't it. But again, this could lead into that. Like the end of this event might be like, you know, and now the dot, and then so that's the next main story. So we'll just have to see. But really, I kind of hope the dot is not related to this, because that would be so cool, because then no one would have any fucking idea what it was, because everyone and their mother assumed it was going to be Beach stuff for the little white dot between 6 and 7, like how Limbo was the black dot between 5 and 6. We're going to be here for a minute. Kind of reminds me of the background they used for Nero's NP, I think in America, just like recolored. I have no idea, but I do suspect there's some reused assets there. There was like the big place in Lostbelt 6 too as well, with like the auction and all that. Yeah, it does look like Bride's Coliseum. It really does look like they kind of just recolored it, but I don't know. I have to look at that, because it could just be they have similar, you know, design, but it could just be a reused one. I wonder if she's gonna get a costume or anything at the end of this event. Yeah, it could be Area 51, but I kind of feel like that's gonna be something at like the very end. The way they, I mean, I don't know, but the way they built it up, like with that reporter that investigated it, and just kind of like how it seems to have something to do with the bleached earth, and we find out the alien god's not responsible for the bleached earth and everything. It feels like a pretty major part of the Lostbelt puzzle, if you will. So I kind of have a feeling whatever's going on there is going to be like the finale, or right before the finale, or something like that. Like I would expect it to be Lostbelt 7, or even after Lostbelt 7. So I'm just gonna say it, her other pseudo beast form I think looks a lot better than her beast form. Her like pseudo beast form looked awesome, and like that actually really fit. And I thought that was a pretty inspired design. Where the current one, I'm like, the tails are cool, but that's about it. You need the in-game music for the sound here. I don't really get what she did to be able to earn this, and it feels kind of weird, but I'll have to read it. But I actually really wish that she never became a beast, because it was too obvious. Like, the whole thing's been like, she doesn't quite fit, but she's trying really hard to be one. And it'd be kind of interesting if it's something else that had happened with her instead of that. But we'll see. This isn't necessarily her end, so we'll find out. Yeah, the background is pretty cool in this stage. But she confirmed something I've been saying forever, and I don't think it was even necessary for me to say anything, because I feel like this has been implied so heavily throughout the official works. The fact that so many people didn't believe me, I didn't get. But I've always said I thought beasts were pretty much exactly like grands, where there's not one set in stone beast 1 or beast 2 or beast 3. It's like beast 1 has a variety of criteria that different things can fit, and then other things that fit that, you know, one of them might, you know, might spawn at a time. But you're not gonna have 2 beast 1s at the same time. But it's not like there's one set in stone beast 1. It's like there's different things that fall under, just like how grands, there's multiple servants or heroic spirits that fill the criteria of each grand, your grand saber, grand caster, so on and so forth. Like a bunch of different things can be summoned into that. I've always said I thought it was the exact same for the beasts, and I think a lot of stuff pointed to that different things could, you know, kind of come and go with the slot, and that's what it seems like is the deal. But I don't think that's any big revelation. I think that's kind of how it seemed from the beginning, but I've seen a lot of people that didn't think so. What, did this cutscene crash a lot or something? Give it a minute. I mean, some of the misconceptions about Fate lore is completely Fate's fault, because they break the rules all of the time, they make shit up all of the time, some of it is needlessly convoluted, some of it's not, and some of it's fairly simple, but there is a degree of, like, dog shit that's their own damn fault. Don't hurt the little guy. A lot of the translations issues aren't exactly translation issues, though. I mean, there's some, you know, individual instances of that, but like, I don't think people get this about the Japanese language. It's really subjective and context specific. So a lot of times what I see happen, and never mind Fate, I've just seen this for a lot of different Japanese translations and disputes and stuff, where I think Vol knows what I'm talking about here. So you'll have something that gets translated, and people will say the translation's wrong, and then you find native Japanese speakers that are like, we don't know what they meant in the original because it's so, like, the Japanese language is so fucked like that, and like Nasu does this on purpose. Well, he'll pick like a word or a phrase that can mean like 80 things, and it's like, well, it kind of means this and it kind of means that, and so the Japanese players are like, I don't know what he fucking said. And then you have the English translators that are like, I don't know what he fucking said. So they translate it as something, and then everyone's like, oh, you didn't translate that right. Like, this happens all of the time. Like, there is such a, now granted, most languages, you know, there's room for, how do you put it, nuance and like figure of speech and double talk and, you know, tricky words and stuff. All languages have that to an extent. So sometimes someone might say something in English, but because of the context, you know, maybe sarcasm or whatever, it's not actually, the person's not actually saying what they're saying, if that makes any sense. Like, even in English, that's a thing. But it is so much more extreme in Japanese. and there's so many words that are like designed to have duality or even like, you know, quad kill and shit like that, and it's so goddamn subjective. That's why Google Translate cannot fucking handle Japanese, because it's like, how is an AI supposed to understand, you know, all this, you know, fucking context and you know, subjective shit, right? Like it doesn't. So yeah, I get kind of annoyed with that. I'm not saying that sometimes there aren't bad translations. Of course sometimes there's bad translations, but I just so often see I don't, this is gonna sound really condescending, but like I see like you have some people that have a decent understanding of the Japanese language, but they take things way too literally with it because it's not their native language. And so they'll see maybe a battle line in FGO or some other game, right? And they'll see the translation for it and they'll be like, oh, that's not right, that's not what they're saying. But because they feel that way because they're taking it very fucking literally in terms of, you know, what is said by in the Japanese text or whatever, and they're ignoring the context and like what the character is like and what their, like, you know, what their personality is and intent is. And so when translating Japanese, you can't literally translate it, right? That's true for most languages, but I think it's like ultra fucking true for Japanese, because it's just, that's not how the language works, right? It so fundamentally doesn't work that way. And I just see so many translators for FGO and other Japanese stuff where they get pissy about a translation because it's not literal, but Japanese is not normally fucking literal, so it's like, goddamn people. But yeah, there's my TED talk. We'll get back to the story now. And you know, for real, it's, you know, Japanese is hard, right? It's not easy to, you know, translate Japanese to English and whatnot. So you know, I have sympathy. I just wish everyone would calm down and just remember that Japanese is crazy subjective. And there's another word I'm wanting to use here that I'm not remembering. It's almost like figurative, right? There's a lot of figurative nonsense and such. By the way, I know I'm biased because like a large portion of my family was Korean, but I really prefer the Korean language. That's just my own personal take, but I find the Korean language a hell of a lot easier to understand, and it's very straightforward, right? So I'm a big fan of Korean there. But okay, it's raid time. I like a lot of languages, though. I actually don't think I've really, you know, I'm not a, you know, like my sister's obsessed with language. She like learns languages and she's fluent in a few of them. I like to understand maybe the mechanics behind it and that kind of thing, but I don't dig that deep. It's just not my cup of tea. But anytime I do look into languages and I try to understand them as much as I can, I find all of them pretty interesting. And like when you can see how it's tied to their history and whatnot, and it's pretty fascinating. So language is kind of awesome, but it's not my cup of tea, I suppose. I don't know that much about Chinese, to be honest. I have some friends that speak it, but I don't understand a whole lot about it, so. I hear the writing, though, is a billion times worse than the speaking, which that's true for a lot of things, so. Korean is not that bad on the writing. That's one thing I like about Korean. Their writing is actually pretty, you know, meat and potatoes. This means this, and, you know, this symbol is just for this word, and that's it. And, like, they're pretty clean about it, but, that's rare for languages. Okay, before I pick who we're summoning, let me look at, I'm not summoning that. Let me look at what this account has, like, bonus-wise for the demonic beast stuff and all that. Because maybe it has a DPS that I'm not thinking of. Nope. I mean, if I leveled some of the stuff, it would be fine. Like, Gorgon could work, and stuff like that. But yeah, no, this account does not have... okay, so I think we're gonna summon a DPS. So, I think Protoku actually gets his niche here. I think she counts as a wild beast, so he might not be a bad cleanup unit. Although, I don't know, Ku's probably just better because I don't think you need that much damage, and Ku just has more survival. But we might try Protoku, because Protoku's kind of this account's thing, so we might do that. Okay, so we got Waver. Not a maxed one, but you know, he's okay. I should probably level his second skill if I can. That's actually really helpful here. So that's about the only thing on this account that I'm like, okay, that'll help is Waver. That's pretty much it. Joan of Arc maybe, but I doubt it. So I think here's our plan. I think we summon a DPS, and then because our supports are gonna die really fast, because we don't have any like really strong supports to keep people up, we're just gonna rotate supports and try to keep supporting the DPS and then have one cleanup unit. I think that's the best way to approach this on this account. This is going to be hard. I don't think this account is particularly prepared for this. Actually, though, I tell you what, I bet you Orion could murder this boss really fast, but that would not be good for killing the ads, so we don't want to do that. We want to... I don't know if this account's going to be able to kill all the ads or not. We'll find out, but even if it can't, I want to try to kill as many as possible. The other option is I just throw all of my AoE DPS at it and kill as many ads as possible, then clean up with Coup or something. But I don't think that would kill that many ads, so... Okay, I think I'll summon Burgust because I can control that, and I've got Burgust on my main, so I can log in regularly and I can change the craft essence and that kind of stuff. Okay, what do we give her? Yeah, honestly, I can see that a lot of people won't really need the stuff from the ads, so you might as well kill... Everybody needs FP. I need the FP. Why do you think I'm summoning myself? I'm trying to get myself Coup copies over here. Once I get Coup to 120 and I've got his second passive, I won't care about FP too much anymore. But that's gonna be a while. Dude, I still need like 30 copies of Coup or something, because I think I have the coins right now to take him to like 114 or something, so I need a few more Coup copies just to get to 120. Actually, several Coup copies to get to 120, and then I have to get to 120 coins again for his second passive. So I'm not even close, man. And my Coup is Bond 15. Like Bond, I can't get any more natural coins. That's as high as it goes. Maybe this, maybe heal as well. I could see heal being good, because I think she might die at some point, because I have pretty weak support for her. I do wonder if Joan of Arc is worth it. Oh yeah, they buffed Joan of Arc, didn't they? She actually gives damage support now. She might be okay. We'll consider that. I doubt my ult account has her in good shape, though, and I don't even know if my ult account did the strengthening quest, so... I don't think we need to focus on damage on normal cards. I think we want to focus on not exploding. Let's see, she can stun. I think I might actually slap the anti-stun on a card, just in case. I might even slap it on 2 cards and then not do the heal boost. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Could do heal boost on quick. Star bomb, heal. I'll do heal boost. I might even work with a healing support, so. See if I can do anything to make her passives better. Well, not enough coins to get any. I can upgrade that. Oh, the chains, though. I haven't been low on chains in a long time, but we're starting to get down there, so. Get it, guys? Because she's got the chain on her arm, you know? She shoots it around and stuff. So you gotta have chain mats. This is the Fate Stay Night soundtrack. The anime, the original. It's good shit, man. To this day, Dean Stay Night has my favorite soundtrack of all Fate stuff. Now, there are individual, Fate songs from, this game or that anime or, this boss battle or whatever that I really like, of course. But as like a total complete package where like, okay, the total soundtrack, which one's my favorite? It's definitely the original Fate Stay Night anime. Okay, okay, I gotta give her a craft essence. So Black Grail's good. Oh wait, I'll just give her the event CE, fuck it. We are not here for no low star nonsense. We are here for efficiency, boys. So we go with the event CE. Although honestly, Black Grail keeps up pretty well, but if I don't have to hurt myself, I'd rather not hurt myself, so yeah, we go with that, and I get the bond bonus while I'm at it, so. Okay. Always like people making fun of the CGI dragon in Dean Stay Night, which it does indeed look bad. but then you look at the visual novel and you look at what the CGI dragon is replacing, and you thank that CGI dragon. Like, dear God, we owe that CGI dragon our lives. Wait, was it lost? Really? That's actually pretty interesting. I hope they do a good job with it, because that's interesting, because that was a pretty unique visual novel. I hope they do well with that. That could be good. And that visual never really got any attention, so I'm curious how that's going to affect things. Did they give a like a release window, like what their plan is for that? I don't think anybody expected that. I think people were expecting like Fate Hollow or something, which that would have been fine, but I know some people in our Discord that are going to be thrilled by that. So, let me see if you already said. Was it movies or an anime? What's the... Movie. Interesting. Yeah, that fits. That could work. Waiting for part 2 for almost 10 years. It didn't do very well, but I think the reason it didn't do very well was just the worst timing. It came out right as Fate went from, like, being, you know, kind of a niche thing to, like, really mainstream. And so everyone was looking at Time Moon for Fate stuff, and then right as Fate was blowing up, and I mean really blowing up, that came out and no one cared. So I think that kind of buried it, where I think now people would care about it more. Okay, what can this account do? I think Waver's worth it, even though he'll die really fast. Let me go see if this account can painlessly upgrade it. No, there's no way I can painlessly upgrade his second skill because of caster gems. I'm not even gonna look. Did I do Joan of Arc's buff? I did, although it's not ranked up, so, I don't know if she's good or not. We'll think about it. I suspect she still will take the bonus damage, because she may be a ruler, but she'd be a human, so... Okay, we'll try... I think Ku is probably a better cleanup unit, but I'm gonna try this. I want to see what happens. They might, Urzer. You know, probably be a while though, just like they didn't do Tsukihime one yet. But that's gonna happen. I mean, it's clearly gonna happen. Natsu even talked about looking forward to writing the collab event in an interview, so that's clearly happening at some point. I mean, hell, it could even be the next collab. I kind of hope it's not the next collab, because I want the next collab to be Fate Hollow, so I get Hawaiian shirt Ku. Selfish, by the way, but I think the next collab probably is Tsukihime. It kind of just makes sense. Alright, regular mash would be awesome here, but you're not allowed to bring it, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check on that. Yeah, no, she's already set to 1, but they're putting her in 2, so yeah, no luck on that one. She's still kind of okay here. Do I have anything applicable here? Asterios. You know what? Asterios might not actually be that bad. How high was the boss's hit count? I don't remember. If her hit count is high, Asterios is not bad here because he won't get the defense down and he'll get the defense up. And she is debuffable. So if he gets the hit count to do it, Asterios could be legit. Only 1 if she crits though. That's not so great. If he had crit down, then it'd be fine. Without crit down, I feel like that's kind of random. I mean, I could give him K-Scope and you can open with the debuff, and that's not bad. I almost want to try it just to see. I mean, my account has so many apples, I can afford to be stupid. But, this might be really stupid. Okay, hold on. Let me at least upgrade his second skill, because I think I can do that fairly easily. I think this boss has just like every trait under the sun. I think it's like divine, demonic, wild beast, female, super large. I don't know if it is giant or not, but I kind of doubt it. But she's kind of stacked on the traits. But it's pretty easy to have niches, which I think they did that on purpose. And it kind of makes sense with her being like a hodgepodge of things. Okay, where is our boy Asterios? Man, he needs an animation update. He's been in the game so long, like, give our boy some love here. Oh, is she super large and giant? Damn. Everybody getting their niche. Wait, is she human? There's no way she's human. That would make no sense for, like, you know, she hates humans and whatnot, but that would be so funny if for some reason she was human, and an evil. Yeah, I imagine Luvia, I think Lost was talking about that. Because, you know, Luvia 1, the ads won't do anything to Luvia because she's a ruler, and then the boss is evil. So, and although it's good to start with AoE, you can clean up with single target. And honestly, if you don't need the mats that the ads drop, you can just nuke the boss and, like, you know, kill some ads here and there if you want to, so. Yeah, Santa Martha's good. She'll get her NP stuff. She'll die really fast, though. But she'll get her NP stuff. Speaking of which, can I get her passive here? May have already done it, I'm not sure. You get so many coins for her, I should be able to. Alright, where is she? There's the holiday cheer. I'm hoping I just already did it, and that's why she's not showing up. Look at that! Suzuka Gozen having 115. I have so many characters on my main account at 115, which is 5 coins short of getting anything. It is really annoying. Like, Percival's 115, I think Arthur's 115. Although Arthur already got 2 passives, so it's not so bad. Man, she's gotta be in here somewhere. What the fuck? Up? Wait, did I already go by her? Let's see. Oh, there she is. Yeah, she's way at the top. Okay, I already got her passive. Do I want to upgrade it? No, because I won't be able to get the next rank, and it's not worth ranking up unless you can get it all the way to 10. It is so good at 10, though, because it makes it so easy for her to turn 1 NP. We might give her a shot, though. She could be, alright here, because she gets her bonus. Alright, let's see what we can do. Okay, Burger Fest. I'm gonna try Asterios. I think this is fun. Let me see if I can get his passive. Why can't this game be like Art Knights, where on the team screen, like, I don't even get it, because they have the ability for you to click the servant on the team screen and look at their skills and everything, but you can't update them there, right? Like, that would just save so much time if you could just go straight to that stuff. Like, they already have the UI to support it, they just don't let you click anything. I don't understand. Alright, maybe this account, by some miracle, has enough. Yeah, there we go. Bad news is I don't think I can get it all the way to 10. Because if you get it to 10, he can turn 1 NP with just regular K-Scope, which that just gives you a lot of options. Hey, at least they're looking to hire a new UI design person. That really does give me hope, because that means they're aware that, well, I hope there's a chance that the reason they're wanting to hire a new UI person is not because they want to fix their current UI, but it's because they want them to design new UI moving forward for, like, the PvP or whatever the crap. So, you know, it's not guaranteed to be a good thing, but it's probably a good thing, so I'm really looking forward to that, because, yeah, their UI is kind of a catastrophe. You know what, I don't mind giving him Berserker Gems. I have no other Berserkers to work on right now, and Asterios is a good boy. Oh baby, can I get this to 10? Hey, Saber Nero, what's up? Hope the holidays are going good for you, man. 44 months. We're about to fight a catastrophe over here. Alright, our Asterios is so much stronger now, and that's going to be useful to my main account if I want to summon him. Because, you know, I got my own Asterios in my main, and he's got the passive maxed, but, like, I might be trying to make a video, and I don't want to summon a support, so I'm going to use Asterios, so I just summon Asterios instead of using my own, so I basically don't have a support slot. I really like doing that, because it makes making videos a lot smoother and just feels a lot more natural, so big fan. I guess I could NP turn 1 if I use Waver on the front as well. Alright, so we're gonna... let's try out Martha. I think that's okay. We'll give her Demonic, because isn't her Overcharge... Oh, Jesus. Yeah, isn't her Overcharge more anti-divine damage? And normally, you might be using her and you're not fighting a Divine, so that doesn't do anything, but it does here, so let me check on that. I'm pretty sure that is her Overcharge. Nope, it's her NP rank. The Overcharge is the heal. Damn it! I mean, that's still good, but it's not as good. Yeah, the Anti-Divinity is the NP rank. No such luck there. Okay, what does Waver need to do? Waver's NP is fine. It's not bad. You can stun the boss. It's not the main reason I would bring him, though. I could do Joan of Arc if we're wanting to bail Burgist out. Could do more AoE. Honestly, that's not bad if you want to help Burgist out. I mean, he could do a little bit of damage to the ads, potentially. I don't know if he does enough damage for that to matter, though. Wait, I'm pretty sure this account at least has the 3-star. Yep. How much bonus damage is this? Wait, it'll show it here. It is... I think it's only worth it if you MLB it. I think if you MLB it, it's 40. At 20, I don't think that's worth. We'll go with that. I'm a little worried here because I feel like if Burgess dies early, this is so doomed to failure. What else does it have that could guarantee do good damage to boss? Always Kentucky. Ruler Martha. And there is Joan of Arc for just stabilizing. I might try that. That doesn't seem too crazy. Might not get her NP smoothly though. Alright. Try number 1. I don't think I need Atlas. I think we're okay with the debuffs. In case we win, we might as well use that. I need to use these up at some point. I'm not bringing much bond bonus, but whatever. Those things are time limited. Yeah, Burgess is gonna have to work quite a bit. She's gonna have to do well. Yeah, I used Ku on my main the first time I did it, and he cleaned up. I was able to kill all the ads though. I killed all the ads and Ku cleaned up. It was nice. My setup's better now though on my main, and I don't have to use Ku much, so. But yeah, he a good backup just in case. Cool intro right here. They were also kind, and you can skip it once you've done it once, I believe. You can skip this part too. Alright. What do I cast here? I'm thinking we Asterios NP right off the bat. That feels like a good idea. How much stuff do I want to cast from Waver? I might just cast Waver's 30% and save the other 2. Is that wasteful? I don't think so. Okay, well, Burgess is firing everything. The only reason I kind of want to cast his Waver's defense up though, because Waver could just explode if I don't. Yeah, I think I'm gonna whiff some battery here, but I think it's okay. I think we go ahead and attack up. Alright, Burgess. She needs to kill those 2 ads. It's gonna be a little bad if she doesn't. No, I don't think they reused Fluffy's stuff because Fluffy was a pure 3D render. Or I don't think she is. There just happens to be some similarity with like her torso and like aesthetic and whatnot, but I don't think they reused anything there. Okay, she killed the ads. That's good. Nice damage nerd. Yeah, Asterios' NP gain there is not the best. I'm not sure he'll be worth it or not. We'll see. He'll probably be decently tanky though. Okay, I figure I might as well Waver NP because if we stun here, it's really good. Do I save his attack up or do I just throw it out? I think we just... I think we actually save it. Yeah, I think we save it. We will do... that. I probably should have punched an ad in the face. She actually probably could have killed the Lancer there. Fluffy was PS1 CGI. And maybe PS2? I don't know. I haven't seen PS2 graphics in a while, to be honest, so I'm not quite sure. But yeah, unfortunately, Fluffy's CGI work was not that great. Okay, that was a good reason to cast Waver's attack up because he can get stunned. I didn't really think about that. Might have to heal him just to make sure we don't waste it. Well, it's Fluffy time. I guess we have Fluffy punch the caster. If this was a Grail to Stereo, so we happen to have a few stars so we could crit with that Star Absorb, that would have actually been really impressive. PSP. I had one of those. Actually, I think I still do have it somewhere. I think it's in my closet. I haven't tried this, but is she affected by curse up? If you do curse damage up, does that work on this? Because I have to imagine if it does, it's probably pretty easy to make her explode with curses. Like if you do, you know, Doorman or yes, oh man. The only bad thing about that is it might kill her too, like, you know, you might be killing her too fast and not killing the ads all that efficiently. I did double Doorman setup. That's really funny. Oh, that's funny. How much damage does it get up to? Because especially if you could work in what's her name, you know, Salami, that would be wild. Okay, we really aren't getting much out of this attack up in terms of battery, but want the damage. Oh fuck, man! I was gonna be all, you know, bonus damage from defense down and make the boss do no damage, but no luck. Yeah, there's quite a few characters that have curse-related stuff these days. Yeah, Doorman is super good at that kind of thing. Poison's got a lot now too, because you can do like shoot and Serenity and stuff like that. I really wish his Stereos had gotten his NP there, like he wasn't stunned, because now we're whiffing a lot of battery, because he couldn't get rid of it. Also, the boss might fuck us up here. Okay, I lied. Still, it kind of sucks that we're wasting 77% battery. Okay, Waver died. I feel like Jonah Arc might be better here instead of Martha. Okay, these are the last ads. If these ads die, we're good. I might actually be able to speed up our damage, although I'm not sure this account has a lot of ways of doing that, but we'll see. Do I want to do a crit turn? Probably wait. I don't want Martha to die though. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pass this then, in case Martha dies. I want to get at least some value out of her. Although she's probably not gonna die right now because the Stereos is a thing. Okay, that's the crit. That did quite a bit of damage. Damn it, Martha died, and it heals them, and then we don't get our big damage bonus. I should just have her NP right away then. That was pretty unlucky though. I don't think she counts as a servant, but yeah, no, I didn't think so, but you never know. This was going really well, but getting a little rough now, and then the deck just shuffled in a really shitty way. I would have been guaranteed to get a Burgess Art card there, I think. Yeah, we're good anyway. That sucks though. I should have used Martha's NP, because it's such a big damage bonus and it lasts 3 turns. Man, that did not work at all. I need to change that then. Like, those 2 units did nothing, and then they just healed the boss for 100,000. We actually might lose because of that. That's crazy that John Horse just instantly died like that. That's super shitty. Yeah, I actually think we might be screwed now. We'll see. Proto-Q can do his anti-beast thing, and he's got crits, but I think we do the Burgess chain. I think we cast this though for the anti-debuff. And this was going really well, but then my back row just all instantly died and had no value whatsoever, and then them dying heals the boss. I might need to give them more defensive stuff, or just have them NP immediately. Crap, we can kill the caster. Not quite enough damage on it there. It's gonna be tricky to kill it here. Because she's NPing. This team has potential though. It's the start is good. It's the cleanup that is very much not good. I should probably just go for finishing the boss. Could you have more actions per turn? Well, let's see. Yeah, no, I should just kill the boss. Wait, if she has evade, the boss doesn't have sure hit or anything like that. I will heal her, but then if Protoku dies, we get a guaranteed, you know, BBB turn. Let's not be stupid. Just, gas here. Worry about it, we'll make the team a little better. Sucks missing the one mob, but, I don't want to waste 40 AP if I can help it. Oh yeah, Vertra gets the bonus here too. Yeah, Vertra's not bad. And she has anti-divinity, and the boss is divine, so that's nice. Okay, so Martha needs to actually use her NP. Yeah, sadly, I need the gems. Gems are always good, but I don't need any of the mats. I don't think on any of my accounts, so it's a really fun raid, but it's a shame that the loot is so useless for me. Bad luck. Alright, how do I want to change this? So I like Burgess just fine. She seems to be carrying pretty well. I might need her to log in. God damn it. Well, Hex has got a big Burgess though. Wait, is his bigger than mine? Let's see, mine's NP3. Mine's got the event CE though, so I'll stick with mine. But yeah, his I think is better than mine. Mine really isn't anything special. Mine's just like solid, right? I got 10, 10, 10 and all that, but I haven't done anything to go above and beyond. Why do I have Golden Sumo on Joan of Arc? But too lazy to change that right now, so that'll just stay. Joan of Arc bringing the damage. Okay, so the worst unit on the team actually was Joan of Arc, but we could potentially change that. I swear I just logged in. Okay, you know what? While we're here, we're gonna give Tesla the good stuff. You know what? She can have Super Scope. It'd actually be amazing if I had Super Scope on my ult, or I had enough coins to get her passive, so she could use regular K-Scope and turn 1 NP. Why am I not showing up? I just logged in twice. Oh, FGO, why are you like this? Who hurt you? Let's see. Give Billy something more normal. What more do you want from me, game? 3 times. Hey, I'm giving myself FP. I am so generous, chat. I'm gifting myself FP. I deserve it, chat. This is great. Okay, so I feel like more times than not, Joan of Arc wouldn't get one turned like that, but I'd rather have something that I know will get some kind of value. I could do MASH and have her NP, because she's got her second skill, so everyone gets a defense up. It'd be a lot better if it was regular MASH, but that's something. Could do some damage. I could have like Achilles NP, because that might kill one of the caster on the side. That's not bad. There's also your more budgety supports like Shen Gong. You can do a drive-by defense up and all that, and the Buster up, etc. Hans. Now they will absolutely die though, which does heal the boss, and I don't particularly like that. There is Avicii Braun, same thing. He will die, but good value for Burgess. Shin could work. Just a straight DPS could work. I need to pay attention to if the boss does much in the way of buffs, because if she does, I could bring someone with buff removal. I can also do NP Seal on Death. That's not bad. Chen seems reasonable. There's even Shakespeare, because that increases the odds of Burgess being able to just NP right there, boom, boom. And I think if she had the Buster up from Shakespeare or Chen, it'd probably be enough for her to kill that one caster she didn't kill. Or then I could even stall his death by giving him, like, Caneth CD. Could also do another support instead of Protoku, although I'd like to get Protoku Bond if I can do that, because he's kind of my boy. Yeah, that's how there's been other bosses. They get like Burgess. Burgess got bonuses when someone died, but she had to get the kill. I'm sure it's the same here. But I don't want to chin, like, I'm not going to chin gong like someone that probably wasn't going to die anyway, so I don't want to do that. You could Arash. Arash would do some damage to the ads, but there's Lancers, so that wouldn't really work. And yeah, I don't want to chin gong anybody. But yeah, that's how it was with Burgess. If you yeeted yourself, you did not give the boss any of the bonuses. Am I really using Shakespeare instead of Joan of Arc? What about Haunt? Yeah, okay, we'll try it. This is a little weird, but we'll give it a go. Wait, I should give him a Sunlight. Where is that? Because then he can invulnerability and not override the evade. You know, none of the no effect stuff. I'm quite sure I've got it, but I have absolutely no idea what level it is. Don't use it nearly as much as Caneth. I hate finding this one. I think on my main it's level 15. This really is good to use the evade one instead, but I might be too lazy to hunt it down. Maybe I've got a level 1 copy of it. That would make it easier. I need to do inventory management on this account. Okay, there's the anti-berserk. Oh, there is one. Good enough. That really is good, though, because then he can do invulnerability right away. Like, that's pretty smooth. Yeah, this account got the Yang CE on the original because it tried to get Brunhilde, which did not go very well, but, you know, let's not go there. I don't roll in event banners that often. I normally roll in like main story or whatever. But I swear every time I roll on an event banner, I get the CEs like candy. And the bad part is normally the CEs aren't any good outside of the event itself. So the Yang CE is an exception, but I actually didn't get that one like candy. Well, I did in my ult, but not on my main. My main had such a hard time getting it. Fucking Kiara. Don't start with the Kiara. Well, I know both of my accounts got Kiara instead of the Yang CE. Okay. That is a Buster Chain, which is really tempting, but it's also really nice to have Asterios just NP right off the bat. I don't know if Asterios actually needs to do his defense up here. I think you should probably save it. Okay, well, Burgess cast everything. That's easy. Definitely do that. Part of me wants to just do the attack up on waiver, but it could matter to save it, so we'll try saving it for now. Kiara cannot 3-turn this on her own. That has a lot to do with the other unit. People always say stupid shit like that. Like, yeah, like it doesn't involve, you know, a bunch of meta support. You know, a lot of things can 3-turn this as meta support. There's no world where this account summons Kiara and 3-turns it. I don't think there's anything that this account could summon as a DPS that would be able to 3-turn with what this account is working with. Like, no way. No. Actually, it might with the Lolly Dragon, that maybe. I doubt it, but the Lolly Dragon might do the best. Yeah, let me just pull out double Castoria and Kiara, because you know you're allowed to summon 3 supports, right? You can do that. So let me just do that real quick, and you know, no problem. I mean, you can just summon a Burgist Ball or a Ibuki or Lolly Dragon. I think Lolly Dragon's really good as a carry here. I think that works quite well. Okay, now we cast this, and I'm gonna go ahead and cast that, because fuck it. I'm gonna punch that caster. I mean, the Moth is way better of a buster support than any of the shit I'm using right now. Like, I'm over here using Shakespeare. Pretty sure Moth Boy a little bit better than Shakespeare.
No.
My Lolly Dragon is feeding me so much FP. Yeah, I bet you people are actually summoning DPS more than they're summoning support. I think people only summon support if they have a good DPS for it. Which there is a decent number of good DPS for it, but some people aren't going to have any, so. My main is fortunate though, and I can literally do whatever I want. Like, I've got good enough supports and good enough DPS that I can kind of just do whatever and I'm fine. I really wish Burgist had her NP right now. Do I punch the caster again? Be safe. Actually, let's punch the Lancer and see if we like get a lucky crit and kill it. Well, I just slotted an event CE on Burgist if you want to use that. I only used Castoria for the boss once. I just wanted to see how she did. Fuck, man, we didn't quite kill it. So I'm gonna NP now, and I would have died anyway. I was trying to get cheeky there. It sucks. Anyway, she did do really well. I didn't even have an art DPS that was all that good for the fight, but she still did really well. I tried Merlin. He did incredibly well, which that's not really all that surprising. And I also just tried without either of them and choose my stuff. Do I want to heal Waver? I feel like he's gonna die anyway, so I don't think so. I don't know though, I could evade him. Waver getting his NP again is actually pretty nice. Because slowing down the boss's NP is really good. Is he worth evading for that? You know what? Let's find out. That could be a thing. That could be good. Watch him get stunned, and then everything is ruined. I could Asterios art card because that would vastly increase his odds of getting his NP, but Burgist, Burger Mom, whatever, Brave Chain. I really wish the mats from this event were just like the best thing ever, and I was cause, like, this is fun. It's fun on my main account too, because I can do all kinds of weird setups. But unfortunately, it's just not. I can't bring myself on my main to throw a bunch of apples at it because I just don't need the loot. So, well, this is one of the neatest raids I think they've ever done, because it actually feels like a raid boss instead of a bitch loot pinata. We are not doing very well on this run, though. I'm not killing the ads efficiently at all. Waver didn't get his NP, so I just wasted our evade. Oh, I'm so smart, chat. Who needs to use resources efficiently? That's pretty bad. That evade's kind of handy. Oh, Vlad. Okay, so next time we are not using the evade on Waver. That's not worth it. Okay, now I swear to God we can get value out of Martha here. If only the ads were divine. If the ads were divine, this would be so good. We will get Asterios' defense down though, so that's nice. Like all the nice buttons. Okay, so I don't think anyone has a good overcharge here. Wait, what is Burgess might be the Buster up? Let me see. It's either that or the HP up. If it's the Buster up, then we do hers last. I'm kind of leaning towards anyway because I want her to get the buff. Yeah, I think no matter what her overcharge is, I think she's last. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Her overcharge is the Buster up though, so yeah, that works out anyway. Asterios is the defense down, which I think we're gonna hit the defense down cap, so that doesn't matter. But the heal's gonna go into the void because we're not low enough on health, so I guess we do that. I hate that I'm throwing these crits away, but what are you gonna do? I mean, it's basically still Christmas, guys.
Happy Merry Christmas!
Hey, Beastly. Imagine becoming a beast. You know, you put all this work into trying to become a beast, and then you get lost in a maze. Damn it, she didn't kill the caster still. One of these days. Because I wasted that time when I was taking the side ones and I didn't kill any of them, and then they would have died to the MP anyway, so all of that kind of itself. Alright, what can we do here? Can we get 23k without using Burgess cards so then she can crit? I would think so. Come on, guys. Can they... Wait a minute. Does Asterios get bonus damage? He does, but he's level 60. I could do his Buster up, but then he gets Star Absorbed. How bad could that be? Pretty fucking bad. Rip Burgess. Oh boy. Let's see. Boom, boom. Wait, no, maybe we do double Asterios. Boom, boom. Come on, Asterios. 23k. You got this, champ. There you go. Now we can just focus on the boss. Man, he took a lot of those stars, and then Martha still had some, so Burgess had to throw him in the stick there. Why did Asterios have to get stunned? He could have NP'd, and the boss would do nothing this turn, which would make it really smooth to clean up here. Oh my god, I could have had Asterios NP on the boss's NP turn, so she wouldn't have done a damn thing. That is so unfortunate. I might bring Atlas just in case stuff like that happens. Because Asterios getting another NP off is more defense down, which makes up for not having the attack up from default. See, if Burgess died here, which she probably won't, but if she did die here, I really feel like regular Coup is a way better cleanup unit than Proto Coup. Like, even though Proto Coup has a niche... Oh yeah, we have Shakespeare. I completely forgot about that. I am NP sealed. Fuck. She doesn't even have a Buster card either. How to lose, by the way. Don't kill Burgess. No, that's killing Burgess, you bitch. Okay, we might be in a wee bit of trouble here. At least I had the foresight to give Coup the battery. Not that he got his NP there. Oh boy. Are we about to see... How is the deck gonna shuffle like that? Oh god, are we about to see a... You know, I'm just gonna do this for literally half an NP. It actually might even be half an NP, like, percent. Because of decibels, it could be way less than that. Okay, this will probably kill... Actually, it might not. I don't know. That was really unfortunate right there. Oh no, she did. But yeah, it's not like the Buster Up thing was bad, but it didn't actually matter because no one ever got a Buster card again because Proto Coup didn't. Yeah, we might have been able to beat that without me CSing, but I'm like, I like my AP, so let's not waste if we can help it. Why can't you drop better mats than this? You know what? You could have just had her drop all these mats and then a bunch of other mats too, right? Just more loot, all the loot ever. Make this like the best node of all time. Okay, Shakespeare could still be better. That slot is still kind of doing nothing. And regular coup is definitely better than proto coup. The extra survival skill, I think, is a big deal. I think proto coup would be a lot better if I had like his starting NP thing maxed.
新生ダヴィンチちゃんの素敵な工房にようこそ。何でもはないが。
Alright, I want to do a couple more runs here. I literally don't need the loot, but I want to mess about with some stuff here. Yeah, the waiver thing went to waste. Like a lot of waste there. Okay, what can we improve upon? Let's see. So our back row is still being pretty crap. I could make Protoku something like Fuma that will just make sure Burgess lives longer. The thing is, I like getting Protoku bond. Like, that's a nice thing to do. I guess it's not that big of a deal, though. What's my bond on Fluffy Boy, anyway? Not that high. Kind of figured ult account and all that. Let's see. I think I want to have debuff clear. I wonder if Asclepius is good, actually, because Asclepius can slap Burgess with a giant heal. Oh, fuck, it's my ult account. My ult account doesn't have Asclepius' skills maxed. I might try that anyway. Like, I don't feel like Shakespeare is really that great. And if Asclepius NPs, you even get guts and stuff, and that's pretty nice. Yeah, that's pretty good. That seems better to me. I mean, the teapot thing's not really a feature, it's just a temporary, like, a gimmick. I mean, who knows, maybe they'll give them out in the future, but I mean, there's nothing to even talk about. It's just like, hey, you can get double bond until February. Or I think it was February. It was either February or the end of January, I don't remember. I think it was February. Mozart's not that great because he'd show up and you might not have cards for the unit, right? Like on that last run, you know, when the deck shuffled, Burgess never got any cards. You know, that first hand she got quick art, and then the next hand, Protoku got quick art, so... Like, yeah, if you get lucky, Mozart's amazing, but this isn't the kind of setup for that, really. And don't have an art DPS anyway. The crit down's nice, though. I really do think, though, Protoku needs to go. He's just not that useful. Yeah, I don't have any passives on Protoku, are you kidding me? That's painful. I want that starting NP. Alright, let's go Atlas. I think that's good. Alright, so just let Waver die. Don't even worry, don't put any resources into Waver living. I'm so sick of people asking me about Caster Martha when mine are still not maxed. It's like no one has caster gems right now or something. Like this gets asked like 10 times a day, and I get asked on YouTube all the time, and I'm like, what the fuck? And there's not even much to talk about. I mean, she's obviously, you know, good. She's got every skill is good, her NP's good. There's nothing to talk about here. The only thing to talk about is she, you know, better than the other budget supports, right? That's it. You know, it's like there's no question if she's good or bad. It's obvious that she's good. But like the little details of is she better than, you know, Hans or this, that, and the other, no one's gonna know that for a while, because ain't nobody actually, all that story replay we got and all those challenge quests we can do right now. Okay, man, we get Burgess hands every damn time, but on the first hand, it's terrible. Like, I want to see no Burgess cards on hand 1, because 2 of your actions are going to be an NP no matter what. This happened every single time. Oh, no one to use Atlas. Probably just right away. I think the sooner she get... I don't know, maybe Waver miraculously lives in... No. This account's Waver's not 10-10-10. No. We just do that. Thought about doing the anti-stun, but fuck it. My caster Martha on my main account though, I just got to 10, 5, 10, and then her passive is like 5. But it's so important to have her passive at 10. Like, that's why it's like, she's way harder to get ready than most units, right? Like when they normally add a budget unit, it's not that big of a deal if you get their passive or not. But it is a massive effect on her overall usability if she has her second passive, and specifically at rank 10. So you have to get all 3 of her skills up, and you have to get her passive to 10. And that is like 60 gold caster gems, right? Like, it might actually be more than that. Like, yeah, just throw that out casually. And then you have to have actual content to use her on, which that doesn't exist. Okay, this guy needs to die. It's kind of shitty that he didn't, but what are you gonna do? Do I art chain on a stereo, so do I think he'll get it anyway? There's really no reason to do Burgess' thing. So I might as well art chain, because surely they can do 8k. But no question, Caster Martha is good, and then she's super good if the enemy is divine. But if they're not, it just kind of depends. I think she's good for quick because there is no budget quick support, and then she's doing like crit stuff with the Star Absorb and all that, and Quick's happy to have that. So I think for quick, she's a really easy, slap it on the team unit. But for like Buster, and Art, because they already have such good stuff, it's a harder call. I think it depends on the team, right? Like, do you need an extra star bomb, or do you have enough stars? Some teams will have enough stars, but if you need more stars, I think she's really good. Okay, 96%. Can't say I'm happy about that. I think I'll slap that Lancer while we're waiting then. Do I, though? I mean, I actually don't really have much ways of doing damage right now, so there's no point. If I slap anything, it's the caster. Excuse me. Fine over here.
No.
Yeah, I've used her Calamity Jane a little bit. It's kind of cool. Makes it easier for Calamity Jane to get the bigger buff. I think Calamity Jane's gameplay is just so interesting and unique. I wish she was better in the clothing department and whatnot. But I do think she could use a slight buff. Like, I think her NP could do with a little bit of a facelift. But other than that, she's pretty interesting. I kind of wish like her NP maybe had a slight star bomb on it. Not a big one. You don't want it to be super easy mode and just go straight into 50 stars because that defeats the whole purpose. But maybe like literally make 5 to 10 stars on her NP. That way it helps, but it's not carrying you, and you still need to like maybe do a quick chain or someone else do a skill like instinct or whatever, or you do Caesar's NP or all the many ways to make stars. That'd be kind of nice. So upgrade her NP so it just does more damage and have to make a few stars to just be a little bit more consistent. Seems pretty fair to me. Maybe buff her first skill just because it's not that impactful. It's nice. I mean, crit down is always good, but it's not that big of a crit down.
No.
Can't quite NP this time. Things got a little sloppy there with hitting that 96%. If that hadn't happened, I could NP right now. I don't care for this because it means Martha could die, which is super bad. I mean, I can get around that by just having Martha NP right now. But that can be a bit wasteful. But I think I have to because if Martha dies, it is just so crappy. I might have wanted to punch the caster in the face there, but... Imagine fighting Chimera Beast in like Mud Lake, and you're just like, it's time for Christmas dinner. Every day is Christmas, boys. Okay, we get the defense down from Asterios. So, surely we're gonna kill the caster, right, guys? Right? We're probably not gonna kill the caster, but let's find out. Food breaks are important, Green. Yeah, you do that in between fighting the giant beast. If the blob was demon, undead, or divine, I think we would kill it. Oh, did we get it? Oh my god. 8K! Oh shit. That would've been so bad. Well, it wouldn't be that bad if I killed her, but we missed out on some loot. Surprised Martha lived there. You know, I think we try to save Martha just so we don't heal the boss. Like, I swear it's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. I should probably do this. I kind of want to do the other Asterios card, but it doesn't have the event CE. Oh, we just kill her. No, we just kill her. That's fine. Yeah, we really needed that extra battery there. All right, that was pretty smooth. We didn't get to use Asclepius this time. You know, I really should start working on Bond for him because it's really hard to get coins. Like on both of my accounts, I should probably try to get his Bond up a bit. See, this account has Lancer gems. My main account, not so much, but this account's got quite a few. All right, let's do it again. This is fun. This raid is great. I like it. We need more content like this. Chat. Can we have multiple bosses like of this difficulty, like almost exactly like this, right? Maybe some that are a little bit harder, a little bit easier, but you have 7 or 8 of them, right? And you can fight them as much as you want. You know, they're like dailies, right? You can fight them as much as you want, but you only get loot from them once a week, right? And there's one for like each class, right? So if you don't want to fight them, you can still get Lancer gems or Saber gems, you know, the normal way, you know, this shitty, awful, garbage way that no one wants to do. But if for whatever reason you want to do it that way, you can still do it that way. And then once a week, it's like, okay, we'll fight one of these bosses, you know, maybe get a couple of Lancer gems, you know, and you get to fight a fun boss. And it gives you something to work towards, right? It's like, okay, right now, I don't have let's say this one boss, it's a really big archer one, right? So you want a good Lancer DPS. And maybe there's some niches there to make it easier, but you don't have any of the characters in that field. So you're like, okay, this boss isn't going anywhere, so it's not like I have to deal with this right now. But yeah, when I get the opportunity, maybe I should level up Ku, or maybe I should level up this large person or whatever, and that'll make it easier for me to do that boss when I want to do that boss, right? Like, that gives you an incentive to progress your account and play, and it gives you a reward for it, and also gives you some goddamn gameplay that's not boring as fuck. And think about it. This boss gives you a lot of different ways to approach it. And let's say it's a weekly that you're going to at least do once a week, and you can, you know, again, fight it just for fun, like in Genshin. That's what Genshin does. They have big bosses you get loot from once a week, but if you want to fight them for fun, you can do that as much as you want, right? There's no reason FGO can't copy that. And so, you know, there's a reason to get good at the boss, or just to play it, you know, like, hey, let's beat our boss, but hey, this week, let's do it with double, you know, Doorman, because, you know, that's funny in this fight, and the next week we'll use, you know, we'll solo it, or, you know, whatever, right? That'd be awesome. I think that's such an easy thing for them to implement, and you can make it easier to get certain mats and, you know, skill gems and stuff. And I think it incentivizes a lot of positive things for the game. And if you don't want to do it, it's not forced on you, right? I think that'd be so fucking good for the game, but we're never gonna do this. Everything that just came out of my mouth is just not gonna happen. Add the Dragon from Dragon's Dogma to FGO. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. Especially, you know, the way that works with the online version getting more health every time he dies. And then now that hardly anyone's playing the game. What were they thinking with that? Like, seriously. So in Dragon's Dogma, there's like an in-game boss called the Dragon, right? And how it works is he has a shared health pool, like these raid bosses that shared amongst the entire player base. It's basically exactly like the FGO raids in terms of how the health works, right? And I think you can fight him like 10 minutes at a time, and how much damage you do in those 10 minutes is like transferred to his actual health bar, right? And if he dies while you're not in the fight, the next time you go into the fight, you just hit him like one time and he'll die, and you get the loot. The thing is, every time he died, he got more health. And as time goes on, because Dragon's Dogma is not like an MMO or anything like that, you know, obviously the player base is going to die down a lot because it's a single player game, you know, for the most part. And so, you know, years later, the Dragons died an ungodly amount of times and has an ungodly amount of health, but now no one's playing the game anymore. So, it's like he'll die like once, like every 6 months now or something, right? It's ridiculous. And you can fight an offline version of him, which is kind of difficult to set that up, but you can fight an offline version of him. But it has significantly worse loot, and some of the loot's not even there if you do the offline version. It is so annoying. So yeah, great concept, really cool idea. And I'd love it if like Elden Ring would do something similar to that, but don't make it shit. Don't make it shit like that, right? So you make the health reasonable, you know, based on how many people are actually playing the damn game. But yeah, if Elden Ring wants to do like a weekly raid boss that pops up in the middle of the world map and it has shared health like that and it's really tough and, you know, has some unique loot, I'm game, right? You can do that, just don't fuck it up like Dragon's Dogma did, so. Yeah, I know that Dark Arisen could have fixed a lot of those problems, and it just didn't. So I should play this on my main account some, maybe tomorrow. Wait, no, it's not gonna be here tomorrow. What am I talking about? That's an issue. Fuck, I forgot. It's time limited. We don't get to have fun forever, chat. This is FGO. It's everything's temporary. God damn it. Anyway, I was gonna say because my main account has a lot more supports and stuff, so I could summon weird things and we could do different setups. But yeah, this isn't gonna be here. God damn it. Why are you like this, FGO? Why can't this just be a weekly boss? And then like as time goes on, they add new weekly bosses or, you know, whatever. That'd be great. Maybe they'll do it someday. You know, 3.0. It's pretty cool though that Asterios doesn't get the debuff, so he's actually pretty good here. That's nice. Honestly, I think Asterios is a legit budget pick here. I'm not sure he's the best, and like clearly Castori is better and blah blah blah. I mean, of course, but if you don't have those and you can't afford to summon one of those, I think Asterios is decent. He's performing all right here. I'm not sure he's performing the best out of anything I could bring, but he's not dying too quick. He's contributing to our damage pretty well, and he's contributing to our survival pretty well. Like I think he's doing pretty good work here. Okay, Burgess didn't get 1,000,000 cards for once, so that's good. Was anyone else in my chat been using Asterios here, I wonder? Because I cannot be the only one that has an old account or a new account or whatever that's not particularly prepared for this. Because I figured most people have, you know, like my main, are pretty, you know, meaty and can probably throw a lot of OP stuff at it, but there's gotta be a few people that are not doing that. I can't even do raids? Wait, what? Yeah, Beasley, that's what Lost is doing. She's wrecking. She's got the event bonus, she's not human. You got the nice mix of AoE and single target, which is actually pretty excellent here. Shit on 10. What are you using now, Lost? What are you doing? I'm so glad I got Kuda Bond 15, man. I was so happy about that. And I got, the next stage, I got Chen Gong to Bond 10. So Ku's Bond 15, Chen Gong's Bond 10. So now I can just kind of... Fuck, that caster's alive! Nabuki now? Yeah, she must be good here, too. What's her Bond at? Yeah, I'm not crazy about this design. It's not the worst design, I'll say that. And the tails are cool. The tails is really cool. But yeah, it's definitely not my favorite beast design from them. But I have a feeling we might see more from Veach. We'll find out once the main story unlocks. That'll probably make it pretty clear what's going to happen moving forward. We've already cast this, but whatever. Okay, let's kill that one. Yeah, it does have a little bit of SMG vibes. I've never played one of those games, but I've seen plenty of the designs in that. So, I really like Tiamat's, like, Titan form, but her, like, dragon form, I mean, it fits. It definitely fits what she's based on, but it's not that cool, right? It's a little weird. It's alright, though, and it fits. Like, it fits. But I really like Tiamat's, Titan form. That was awesome. And then Guadia's is pretty good. When I first saw Guadia's design, like, I was like, that's a little weird. But overall, it's grown on me, and it does fit pretty well. So I like it. Those casters are always making problems for me, but we still need to do damage. I really do like Vinch's other form, though, the fox, fiery stick. That was really cool. That was definitely not what I expected out of her. Guadia is like a tree antler thing. Yeah, I remember when his stage unlocked, right? Because it like unlocked for everyone at the same time during the event. And I was just sitting there waiting for it. I was also sick as hell. I was so sick back then. I had a sinus infection. Not a good time. But yeah, I remember that stage unlocked and I saw his design just right there. And I'm like, that's a thing. But overall, I like Guadia's. Guadia's might be my favorite. If we compare... if we use Tiamat's like dragon form, the one you fight, if it's that what he's up against, I'd say Guadia is my favorite. Alright, still can't NP here. Damn it, this is not a good hand either. I think I give her the attack up just in case we die. This hand is so not good though. Let's see, what are some other monster designs we've done? Never mind beasts, but like big monsters. What else do we got? Because we fight a lot of humanoid stuff, right? That's pretty common. Servants and all that. Like that and dragons. I guess there's Fluffy. Fluffy's pretty good. Fluffy's pretty good. And they got the horns and everything from the legends and stuff. You got, you know, Burgess in her doggy form. That was pretty good, actually. I thought that fit. That was good because it made a lot of sense for what it was based on, but they weren't, like, overdoing it, right? Like, they weren't like, oh, we gotta make this crazy just cause. It's like, it's what it should be, right? So I thought that worked pretty well, and it still looks pretty metal, right? It was pretty good. Yeah, I like Surtur, actually. Surtur was very true to the legend and whatnot. I thought that was really solid. And still looked cool, you know, a lot of fire. That was good. Okay, what am I doing here? Could just do the Burgess chain, but we want to hit that caster really hard, so I need to do defense down. Yeah, actually, I like Spriggans. They don't really count as a big bad boss or anything, but they are cool. Especially the green ones. Cough, cough. Surtur with green fire. That's a good timeline. That's a damn good timeline right there. That's the good stuff. Fell, corrupted Surtur. There we go.
No.
Well, that's probably from Martha. And she almost NP'd again, though. That'd have been something. Alright, how do we want to do this? Obviously that. Look at all this NG seal, though. I could save Asterios. You know what? We're saving Asterios. Burgess is in good health. We don't need any help. So this thing needs to die. Bap, bap, bap. Oh yeah, we never fight the sea monster in the game, but he's got the craft essence, and I actually like that design quite a bit. It has nothing to... Okay, and this is a legit problem with it, right? Because the point of using history and mythology and all that is to use history and mythology and whatnot. And Curid, or however you say its name, nothing about that design has even the vaguest reference to the actual thing. So, you know, that's a little silly, you know, and it's fine to take some liberties and that kind of thing, but there is absolutely no reference to the actual sea monster in that design. So, Full of Heaven's good. Too bad we didn't actually get to see the damn thing, because, you know, just a giant hoof. But yeah, it was good. Alright, I think I can just blast the boss, because there's like no way we don't do 75k here. We have attack up, buster up, get the defense down. Everything should be good here. Yeah, actually, Full of Heaven's really good, because again, really cool design, definitely anime, but sticks to the legend this time. I think they did good with that one. It's got like the cloud form and then the inner skeleton form, you know, that was all pretty cool. Beastly. I just now saw that. Man, the gyms are so sporadic here. Man, if these were mats that I needed, this would be such an incredible stage. Like, look at all those. You get multiple gyms, although they're very random. You get a lot of QP, you get Bond, you get a lot of mat drops. It's just, on both of my accounts, these mat drops don't do anything for me. Alright, I think we'll do it one more time, and we'll probably do a little bit of Lostbelt 4, because I do want to get some Lostbelt 4 done. We still got a while before the story unlocks, and we'll probably do that tomorrow. I do want to see what the main story version of this fight will be. I suspect it'll be pretty tough, actually. Unless there's like a lore reason for it not to be, but let's hope. Normally, even when something like that happens, they have it happen in the cutscene after. Like the Guadia fight, you know, they still made it hard, even though Guadia was like screwed once Solomon used his NP. They still made the boss fight worth a damn. Yeah, it's kind of funny though. The second Solomon or Romani, however you want to put it, as soon as he uses his NP, the crisis is over. Like, that ends all of it. It's done, right? It's at that point, it's just like, can you survive and that kind of thing. But the overarching crisis of 1.0 is completely finished the second he NPs. Okay, so to do the trick. Oh, year one FGO. You had the weird health bars. You had no login rewards. You had Imia's original sprite. That was a good one. Waver's original sprite. Oh my god, Artoria's original sprite. Dude, that one is so special. A lot of NA players never even saw it. Fucking Ping 1 Artoria. I don't, like, that was wild, man. And she had like her MP, she like fired a golden frisbee out of her eyes. I don't know how else to put it. Like, yeah, that's Excalibur. Like, what's crazy, even though Artoria's so popular, she had one of the worst day one NPs. Because we still have a lot of day one NPs in the game right now, like Darius, but like Darius's NP is so much better than Artoria's day one NP. Like, holy crap. I'm so glad there's at least some because FGO wasn't that popular back then, but I'm glad there's still some videos and whatnot of original FGO because a lot of people I just don't think have any idea of how bad it was because NA skipped a lot of that for their day one. Hey, look at that! They got like all these. I didn't notice all these particle. I don't know how, but I never noticed all these particle effects around the boss until now. But yeah, it's kind of cool. All right, let's see. Okay, not a lot of Burgess cards. That's good. Click all the buttons. I do wonder if I should just start using Waver's attack up right there. Because that would guarantee we kill the caster. $15K. I could have attacked it that turn and killed it. That's what I should have done. I'll do that in future, especially if you got an art or a quick card on Burgess, because you get more NP gain off of casters anyway, and you might even get the overkill bonus. I guess the one good thing about saving it is if I get my art card on this turn, which I did not. It's in the third hand because of course it is. Let me just get double stun immune here. Man, that is annoying that Burgess got in the third hand, because now Merlin's on like maximum cooldown and we're gonna overcharge super hard. That's definitely not ideal. No one's critting anyway, might as well do the Star Absorb there. That really is a pretty bad series of events with our MP game, because now we're just super overcharging. Like that went to waste, all these attacks are going to waste. Go get a Miscellaneous. $21K. I don't think Asterios got that. No, well, good try. We're gonna fucking die, and that's gonna heal the ad, I think. Yeah, 50K. Jesus Christ. And then we get crit for no damage, so we get less NP gain. Can't NP either. Okay, that needs to go. Don't know why I targeted that, it's not necessary. This is not, I hope we win, because this is not going well. This is probably, in terms of RNG, this is probably the worst run we've had. Though it's not as bad of a team as we'd used prior and whatnot. I gotta say though, I like this event. There's a few parts of it that kind of suck. You know, the beginning was boring as fuck, and whatnot. But overall, I think this has been a unique event. The only thing keeping it from like being like just, you know, chef's kiss is the fact that the raids were done in kind of a lame way where a lot of people wouldn't get to do them. And they were just so short, right? I would have preferred if the raids were just like, okay, they're going to be available for a set. Like the first raid lasted an hour and 48 minutes, right? Like that's really not that great. So that's the only thing I haven't really liked about the event. You know, a few of the trash mob stage, I think we're kind of lazy with them. Like, oh, just slap every single gimmick on them and it'll be a stage. But overall, I think it's been pretty fun. I've liked it, so it's definitely better than average. How Chad, how you feel about this event overall? Because it's certainly unique. We definitely haven't had an event like it before, so pretty one of a kind. Darius is having a bit of a bad time here. I think we go ahead and make sure that dies. The bond is good. Yeah, the bond is pretty nutty. I was getting like 11.5k per run. And I was focusing on Q, man. It was something. And I was like one turning. I was getting one turning and getting 11k bond. It's like, yeah, it was nice. I really do feel like they need to find a better way to do their raids, and I'm sure they thought about it because like it's obvious that they didn't want Ivan to die in an hour and 40 minutes, right? Like, but I think this is their dilemma, right? The reason they don't, oh, that is not good. The boss just got back up to 800,000 health. Oh boy. Anyway, so I think this is their dilemma. And some of this is correct, right? I get the problem. I think they might be overestimating the problem. I think they feel like if the bosses don't have like global health, it doesn't feel epic, right? Which I don't really agree with. I get where they're coming from, but I don't really agree with that because, you know, the bosses can be awesome just on their own due to like the fight, the design, the music, you know, what have you. You know, Guadia, when you fought him at the end of Solomon, I don't think would have been better if he had a global health bar, right? It doesn't really matter too much. But I really do think that's the issue, is the struggle to gauge how much health the boss needs to have to make it last a reasonable, not too much. You don't want it to last too long, right? There's a lot of problems if it lasts too long. It can fuck up their schedule, but you don't want to have to die too fast either. Like, they have clearly struggled with that, and sometimes they knee-jerk with a fix, and sometimes they don't fix enough. Now, this has clearly been a problem. And throughout different events and different times, and even different raids in the same event, you know, they've clearly tried to address this. I really do think ultimately the better way of doing it is just saying, you know, okay, this raid is going to be available for 12 hours, 24 hours, whatever, you know, whatever time frame they want, and just do that. And yeah, it kind of sucks to lose the global health bar, but overall, I think that's better. I think how you, like, the best way I've seen them use, like, the overarching health bar is when it's not connected to other players, like in Summer 3. That was actually pretty cool. You had your own private raids that had big health bars, right, that carried over from run to run. I'd say that's where you could use the health bars like that, and then just do something else for global raids. But it is a little tricky because, you know, people I'm sure like the global health bars, but there is some, you know, obnoxious drawbacks. You know, maybe I should have saved Protoku's evade because we're doing all this, but we'll see. Do I heal Burgess? I guess so, because the Scorpius could die any second, and I would rather have the debuff guard nonsense in case he does die. Why did I not cast this? Also, I probably should have done invulnerability on Asterios, because the boss would have healed less, and so on and so forth. Do I Art Chain? Yeah, I guess I do, because we're... Like I said, this is probably the worst run we've had, and I think I was accurate in my prediction of that, because the boss is sitting here at 800,000 health, way more than normal. You could have a bar that fills up instead of down. So it's like, how many times can the player base kill this thing within 12 hours, 6 hours a day, whatever the time limit is. And you could give out more rewards based on that, or whatever. That'd be an interesting way to go about it. I don't know if you'd want to do that every single event, but that would be certainly interesting for like a one-off thing anyway. And we seriously might lose this. This went quite poorly. I don't know though, we still got the invulnerability, and once Burgess is by herself, she's gonna start cleaning house, I think. Animation update for Protoku any day now. It's pretty cool though, Protoku doing that much damage and he doesn't have an event CE or any of that. That's just Golden Sumo and his anti-beast shenanigans. I think we're still okay. It's going to be a little close, but I think we're still okay, especially because we have the invulnerability. I think we're alright. Kind of good if Protoku dies though, because then Burgess just gets the card. Okay, yeah, that's good. That'll stop like, I didn't want them both to die and then they attack again and then they're dead. But now I get to do guts and I get to do invulnerability, so we're totally fine now. If Protoku had lived, we might have been in a bad way. It'd have to have been if Protoku lived and he got all the cards. Although I guess he still had his anti-beast damage, so it wasn't that bad. I think we're fine now. We'll get blasted here, but even if we get stunned, we can remove the nonsense. And hell, we might actually kill it here. Okay, yeah. Jesus, the last hit of the extra attack did 50k. Never mind the other hits. And she doesn't have her passive to do more extra attack damage, so. Almost bond 5 on Snake Doctor. Okay, well, that's good enough for now. Again, there's not really much reason for me to do this stage outside of just fun. So let's go do a bit of Lostbelt 4. But I enjoyed this. The background is pretty wild, yeah. Thankfully, it's not really causing any issues for my phone or my emulator. This is my phone right here, but I haven't played it on emulator because none of my emulated accounts can do this event, so never mind. But it's been okay for me. But I can see why it'd be a problem. It has a lot going on. And it's not even just the background, I think it's the particle effects I expect coming off of a boss that would cause problems. Unfortunately, FGO is just not that optimized, right? It's kind of dumb. Like, your phone could probably handle other games that look way better, and they probably run just fine. But then sometimes it'll struggle a lot with FGO because it's optimized very poorly. So maybe one of these days they'll fix it. All right, let me switch over to the Steno account, which, oh god, the volume. I'm gonna do a little bit of Lostbelt 4. Let me fix my screen. There we go. And that's something I'll give Epic 7. They have a very good game engine. And from what I understand, that developer, they made their own game engine from ground up, right? They made a game engine for their game, right? It wasn't like they made a game engine for just in general, and then they're using it for that game. They made a game engine for Epic 7. And I'm sure if they ever make another game, they'll probably, you know, adapt it moving forward. But because their game engine is so specialized for that game specifically, it runs like a goddamn dream. Like, I mean, it's crazy. Like, Epic 7 looks better than FGO graphically, like, very much so. And it is better, it is significantly better 3D effects, which they don't actually use as often as FGO does, but when they do use them, they look way better. I mean, way, way, way better. And there's, like, no loading screens. Like, if you start a stage, just boom, you're in. It's very, very smooth. That's a very impressive game engine. Like, I'll really, hats off to them for that. I wish Epic 7 didn't have all the gear grind bullshit issues that it has, because their game engine is so good. Honestly, I wonder if they're going to license it out to other developers, just because I bet you they can make a pretty penny doing that, because it is a damn good game engine. You mean to tell me the 2016 Unity isn't the best platform to build long-lasting phone game on? Yeah, and before that, I think they actually had an even old... I think they didn't even use the most current version of Unity when they started making FGO. The only reason they used Unity is because it was cheap and they didn't expect FGO to be a big deal. I don't think they would say that anymore, but I remember they used to talk about that like in interviews, that FGO got so much bigger than they thought, and they were only expecting it to last like a year or two and everything. I don't think they would mention that anymore because now they're so high profile. I think they kind of want to sweep that under the rug. But if they had intended FGO to be a long-running thing and to have been a big deal, they probably would have, one, hired a different developer, and two, they definitely would have used a different game engine, because it's not a future-proof game engine at all. It's actually quite the opposite. Because I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Unity even gets like much in the way of updates anymore, right? I don't think it's that supported of a game engine anymore. Like maybe it does because of this Valve and I don't know, CSGO or something, I don't know, but I don't think it's a particularly up to snuff game engine. I mean, it never was, but I'm not sure it even gets updated anymore. Honestly, that might, I hate to say this, but that might be the best thing that ever happens to FGO, is if Unity just stops being supported completely and they have to switch game engines. Like they have no choice, they literally have to. I think that would be good for the game. It'd be bad for it in the short term, right? And the devs will be pulling their hair out because it's not easy switching game engines. But in the long term, I think that would be much, much better for FGO. Oh yeah, of course it uses Source. Yeah, of course. What am I thinking? Anyway, alright, Lostbelt 4 time. Let me change my title. Alright, we have not played the Steno account in a while, so let's see how we do. Actually, for devices, Unity's not, like, that's the thing. I think people seem to have this idea because FGO's old, it runs better on old phones. That's not accurate at all. Because it's because it's such a bad game engine and it's so unoptimized, it's actually more taxing for most devices than it needs to be. Like very much so. So, yeah, it depends on how they do it, but if they did a proper engine update and they optimized the game well, it could actually lower the system requirements. Now that doesn't mean they would do that, right? They might do a really poor job of switching it over and that kind of thing, and it could be bad. But if they were good about it, it could actually lower the requirements. Although, a new game engine might just not be supported on a phone at all, regardless of how it runs. That can definitely be a thing. The thing is, as time marches on, though, that's always going to happen, no matter what you do, changing the game engine or not. That's just always going to be an issue. So if you've got like a 10-year-old phone, I mean, eventually it's just you're not going to be able to play almost any game, unfortunately. Yeah, they need to re-optimize the game because the game size is so big, and it's because they don't condense it and they just keep slapping new patches on top of it. I think you can uninstall it and reinstall it. It makes it a little bit better, but they really do need to address that. And it's kind of silly because there's other games that have more content, better graphics, and they're smaller because they're just optimized better. There's a lot of people on Copium that just can't stand any criticism of FGO, but it's just a fact. This is not up for a debate. This is not an opinion. FGO is just objectively not optimized well at all, right? And it obviously makes problems for the game. And you have a lot of other games out there that may not be optimized to the best that they could be, but they run much, much better and they do more with what they have. So it'd be nice if FGO could use some of that money for fixing that kind of stuff up. All right, real quick, let me get back on my main account so I can slot stuff to use on this account. I suspect this boss is gonna die pretty rapidly coming up. All right, I think JP's gonna get into prime time here, and I don't know though, I think some people are a bit demotivated, they're kind of burnt out. That just happens. I even predicted that as something keeps going, people are like, okay, I've done my farming, I've used my apples, and they're not as like, oh, go, 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 go. So it's hard to say exactly when it's going to die, but I think it'll die relatively soon. Several hours. I don't think it's going to take like another 24 hours from here. The battery doesn't have anything to do with optimization. Batteries, how much you're taxing the phone, just straight up. And that's actually sad because Genshin is way more graphically intensive than FGO anyway. Like Genshin is like you don't want those two things running relatively the same, because FGO should be like FGO should be trivial to run, right? Because it's so graphically unimpressive. It's so old, for God's sakes. It should be like, you know, like playing like it's like when you emulate, you know, a fucking PS2 game. It's, you know, it's easy. Same deal with FGO. It's like there's no reason it should be demanding at all. It's kind of sad. But maybe one of these days. This is the wrong menu. Okay, let's just go with good old Darius for now. Oh, he's already slotted. Well, never mind. Why is Samsung Dex like this? Like sometimes when you highlight settings, it'll let you minimize, and then sometimes what are we doing right now, Dex? What are we doing? Literally, when you highlight settings, it's supposed to bring up the thing to let you minimize, and it normally does. It just isn't. I don't. Then now it is. Now it is. I just, sure, great. 10 out of 10, best app ever. No problems. Oh my god. I'm glad it exists. I'm truly glad Samsung mix some of the apps that they do, because like no one else does. So it is useful, but man, is it like junk. Like it's just, there's so many things wrong with like Flow and Dex and all those Samsung apps. Like again, I'm very happy they exist, but holy crap. And what was it? Beastly, what was that setting? I can't even remember what it was, but it was so unintuitive how to turn the setting on. You had to like breathe on the phone and like slap your mother or something. It was some crazy shit. And it was a setting that was actually pretty important to be able to turn on. And for some reason, they just didn't put it in the options menu to turn it on and off. This is crazy. I don't even remember what it was, but I just remember there was something really super counterintuitive like that you had to tell me about because I needed to turn it on. Oh yeah, you have to like tap the logo a bunch of times. Oh god. All right, let's see here. We will put Proto Q on the team because we got Lancers here. Are we gonna bring a support at all? I'm thinking, yeah, we'll bring one. We'll do Hans. There we go. Steno, just in case of the Rider. Anyone else need Bond? Yeah, George needs Bond. I guess Hans, because wait, Hans is already on the team. Alright, I want at least to get to a boss in this place. Okay, the music is still dead. I mean, there we go. Yeah, Samsung does switch apps a lot. They have not moved on from Dex in a while, though. I think they're finally sticking with that one. But it's kind of just a bit scuffed to begin with. It is interesting, though, that it like uses your monitor as a display device for your phone and everything. So there's a lot of convenience because of that, but there's also some issues. And from what I understand, it's like that because it's for development, right? It's for like devs doing stuff, which makes sense. Their best app is probably Secure Folder. I don't really have any issues with that, other than the fact that you can't turn off the like security stuff, and that can be a little annoying. But the reason you can't turn it off is because the reason they made Secure Folder is for the security stuff. They didn't actually make it so you could clone apps and stuff. It just that happens to be something you can do with it. Oh right, it was for dev mode to resize Secure Folder apps. I remember that. That was so fucking specific, and that was such a problem because I couldn't stream stuff from Secure Folder because of that. And what was really strange, and I have no idea why this was the case, but I could resize anything from Secure Folder except for FGO. I could resize any app from Secure Folder except for FGO. And yeah, I had to do the dev stuff to fix that. No idea, like absolutely no idea what the deal with that was. You know what? These are wild beasts. We'll fuck them up. Bang, bang, bang. But yeah, I just use Secure Folder for the app cloning stuff. It's kind of awesome. There are other app cloning apps out there that are more aimed at just doing that. but they're all crap. Like, they are all crap. And it's because they're mostly third-party stuff, and they're trying to make money, so there's ads or whatever. Like, there's some catch, and a lot of them are not optimized well. I mean, some of them are crazy bad optimized, where, like, they will just destroy, like, your phone in terms of, like, how much, like, work it's having to do on, like, the processor and everything. And like overheat your phone and stuff like that. So most of the other apps out there that are meant to like clone apps, they just suck. They just straight suck. Whereas Secure Folder works quite well. It's not intensive on your phone. It runs well. There's no ads. There's no catch, right? Because it's just there's no reason for them to put a catch in it because it's just they made it to be like a selling point of getting a Samsung phone, right? So there's literally no catch, which is great, but it is a little funky. That's the only issue. But overall, I'm happy with Secure Folder, and I think it's way better than the other Samsung apps. Like, honestly, Samsung has done what they set out to do. Because they offer all that stuff, I have no intention of buying a phone from anyone else right now. The only other way you could do a lot of stuff that Samsung phones could do for, like, streaming and stuff would be getting an Apple device. Like, Apple stuff can do that stuff. And actually, Apple can, like, stream in better quality and things like that. So if you really want to have like a premium, you know, mobile content for, like videos or whatever, you really do want to get an Apple device. But Apple devices have a lot of annoyances. It's much harder to play FGO JP on Apple devices. You have to jump through a bunch of hoops to download the app and stuff. And it's a lot more expensive and this, that, and the other. So I don't really want to deal with all that. But because oh my god, there's so much. There's a lot of drawbacks to Apple devices, and again, they're more expensive, but there are positives. I don't think you have to have a Mac. I do know, like, my friend Ty has Macs, and he has Apple devices. He can so easily, and without having to tax his devices at all, he can stream FGO in just, like, you know, super pristine, you know, god tier quality. And it's like not it's not like then it's not taxing on his devices, so that's pretty cool. But I think you can do it without a Mac. It just there's more hoops to jump through. Yeah, I think Mac has an easier time, like you playing apps. Windows can do it, but it's kind of messed up right now. But they're working on it. That's something to keep an eye on. I'm really interested about. I'll probably not mess with it for a while. What I'll probably do is the next time I build a new computer, which will probably be in a few years or something. Hopefully not for a while because it's expensive and graphics cards are insane right now. So I hope I don't need to build a new computer for like 2 or 3 years. But in 2 or 3 years, I'll probably go Windows 11 and I'll see where that technology is there. And that might be the new way we start streaming that stuff. Let's do anti-beast damage here. It's time to murder a snake. For once, we actually have a good setup for killing a snake. Feels good. I'm totally okay with this. Too bad we didn't get Proto-Coup cards, but we'll make it work. FGO is abnormally bad because it is so badly optimized. So you're looking at like new technology, right? That's, you know, not exactly optimized and supported well itself. And then you're trying to play a game on it that is super unoptimized, right? Not a good combo. So maybe someday. I'm actually really worried about needing to buy a new graphics card because video editing is very intensive on your graphics card. Like rendering videos is brutal. So I'm gonna have to update my graphics card quicker than most people. And that worries the hell out of me right now because graphics cards they're not predicted to go down in price for like 2 or 3 years. And that's not great. Yeah, I could do CPU rendering, but there's other issues with that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about what to do about that. Because it could be a problem. I don't want to spend, you know, $1,000, $2,000 on a graphics card. That's a lot of money, man. Like, that is a lot of fucking money. End of 2022. If I can make it to if I can make it there, I'll be good. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough. You know, I don't want to stop making videos because it's kind of my shtick. But yeah, wrecking my graphics card is not the best idea either. What a lot of people do, and I could do this. I could take my footage and put it on my old computer and edit it and render it over there. I don't know. Maybe I'll start doing that. That would take a lot more time. It would take like an extra hour for me to at least to make a video, and it already takes me a while to make videos, so that would be kind of a pain. But yeah, it is a problem. Because, you know, I want to play Elden Ring, and I want to stream Elden Ring, and I want to make Elden Ring videos, and I want to make sure my graphics card can handle it. I have a good graphics card, but, you know, again, it's hard when you're video editing. Yeah, well, we should talk about that later, Beastly. We'll see. But I do have to make sure, you know, things are compatible with, you know, my motherboard and all these kinds of things. You know, there's a lot of hoops to go through. But yeah, that's not a bad idea to get a plan. Because, how do I put this? If most of, you know, my computer is not gonna die at all anytime soon. If it's anything, it is the graphics card, just because of video editing. So, that's the one thing I gotta have a good plan for. Alright, let's smack some ghosts. Should have brought Spartacus and or Arash here. But too late now. Guess we're gonna guts early. Get that out of here. See what Darius does NP gain wise. Yeah, that's nice if you buy a GPU, right? See, here's what I did. I actually got one in the middle of the crisis, so I paid the premium, and it's a really good one. So if I was a normal person, the graphics card I got would probably last all the way through it. The problem, right? Because I got a really good one. The only reason it won't potentially last through the chip shortage and all these other issues is because I'm you know video rendering and all that kind of shit. So kind of a unique problem. Yeah, see, clearly all I gotta do is I should just sell out, right? That's what you do. I just sell out. This stream is actually sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, and then you get, that's how you get your graphics cards. $99, that's always a good feeling right there. I might take some sponsorships down the line. I gotta set up a new business email and all that. If it's something that okay, there's a few ways to do it. If someone tried to sponsor me or have me do a one-off stream or whatever, if I'm allowed to be honest, I'll do like whatever, right? And if I think the game sucks, I say it sucks, or if I like it, I say I like it, then that's fine. Most of them won't let you do that though. And then so if you have to be positive about it, I would only do it if it was something I've already looked at. I'm like, oh, this is good. So I don't mind being positive about it because I actually am positive about it and it just happens to line up. That's the only way I really want to take a sponsorship. Overall, I'd rather not. I kind of like just doing my own thing and not dealing with it and whatnot. But I just keep my eye out because every once in a while you might get a sponsorship for something fairly mundane. It might be like, you know, getting sponsored by a mouse, right? You just do a promo for a gaming mouse. You know, that's not a big deal, right? So I should probably, you know, look out for that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't ever want it to get in the way of, like, you know, what I want to do and what I want to make and just hanging out with on my stream or whatever. I don't want it to be, like, ever a primary motivating factor. Probably should have done that Protoku art card. He's only got the one, and we could have used the NP gain. Oh god, is this Asclepius? Oh fuck. Boy, was I not ready for that. There is no rider on this team. Thankfully, this is not a particularly hard fight, but might be more spicy now because we brought garbage. Yeah, thanks, for the 5 bits. I like the 1, 2, 3. Do I give the NP to Protoku, or let's give it to Darius and be bold? You spoil me, chat. Alright. Yeah, that's what he do. We're probably gonna want that Darius NP. We'll see if we can actually make it that far. All this nice Fates Die Night music, though. Hey, Paladin. We're just killing one of our favorite low-star casters right now. Probably about time I cast that. Man, Darius, I think the deck shuffled and put Darius' art card into the 3rd hand. That's what happened. Really bad timing. It happens sometimes, though. There it be. I can Brave Chain, which would be awesome, but let's do that. I want to buy a PS5 just because in case, like, you know, hacking gets really bad in Elden Ring, I'd like to be able to play on PS5, but I don't know, maybe I should put that in hold for a while because I don't think it's that important for the stream. And, yeah, with GPUs and everything, I should probably put that on hold for a bit. We'll see, though. We'll, one step at a time. Alright, do I NP here? Because I think he might just summon more ads if I do. The last turn of the Buster resist down, though. I guess we do it. He probably won't kill everything anyway, and then I can finish them off later. And then we'll Protoku NP the next health bar. That seems reasonable. Yeah, I'm signed up with Sony. And I'll see. If tomorrow they sent me that a PS5 is available that I could buy, you know, I'm not sure what I'll do, right? We'll take it one step at a time. But yeah, I am signed up. Because I have the means of streaming consoles. Like, I've got the stuff to do it. Yep, he just summoned another one. I wish we hadn't killed that one. And he's just healing them back up. Unfortunate. And he's gonna give them guts and stuff here. Don't think we're gonna kill him because, believe it or not, chat, he is not a wild beast. He is a doctor. That was solid damage, all things considered. I got an original Xbox for Christmas. That's actually not half bad. You can play Ninja Gaiden Black on that and stuff. I actually think 360s still have a lot of use. Like, there's a lot of awesome games on 360 that are dirt cheap. And if you get one of the newer versions of like the Elite or beyond for 360, they'll last a long time. Like, I still have an Xbox Elite and it's still running just fine. I've had it for an ungodly amount of time. And you got Armored Core, Ninja Gaiden, all that stuff. There's a lot of really good games on there. And some of them are still a bit tricky to emulate. Now, in a few years though, all the good stuff on Xbox 360 is probably going to be so easy to emulate that then it's not too necessary. Okay, let's do this. They're all debuff immune, so Steno can't do anything. I can remove their buffs if I want to, though. Probably wait, though, because I think I want to remove them from the zombies, so they lose guts. Man, Asclepius is making this a little annoying. Okay, now we can charm. I wonder if the zombies are charmable. I feel like no, but I'm gonna try it. Wow. Okay, how about that? Darius not being divine. This is nonsense. And we're actually really going slow here. We have such a bad team for this stage. No riders. And the heal spam. Making this go real slow. We got that permanent buster down and art down too. Come on, just get out of here. No, stop healing. We got that zombie down to super low health and now he's back to nearly full. Okay, let's see if Steno can insta death. Come on, Steno. Come on, do the thing. Big wink. Wow, she actually did it. My god, it's been so long since I felt like she did anything. And hey, she face tanked an NP for us. How about that? That was actually pretty decent value there. She did good. Peak Steno usefulness. Not quite there. We were fighting a rider for that. And then she had her like third passive, and then we did be seeing something. This was brutal, dude. Like this took forever. And now we have a rider. Great. About to hit like 20 turns over here. I think we got it right here though. Okay. Glad that's over with. 18 turns. Guys, maybe Elden Ring will just be awesome on PC and the community will come together and they'll all say no to hacking and using cheat engine and we'll have like flowers and free drinks. It'll be great. And maybe Bamco will actually put literally any effort into stopping cheating. Actually, here's the thing. They actually have an okay anti-cheat in Dark Souls 3. The problem is, and I don't understand this, if the server detects someone that's cheating, it will flag their account and then it will ban them like every Wednesday. So you have a whole week between like, you know, when you got detected and actually getting banned. So, you know, nothing happens immediately. And then also, I cannot even believe this. This is what a lot of cheaters do in Dark Souls. They cheat like a motherfucker. They get their account flagged and then they get banned. And then they transfer the family share Dark Souls. They make a new account, which there's no cap on. They can keep making new Steam family share accounts over and over again. And so every time they get banned, they just make a new family share account, and there's a way to transfer the save and have it work on a different account, and it won't get banned for another week. And they just do that once a week. They just make a new family share account once a week, and they can just play forever, and they'll never be hindered by the ban system in any way. Now, some people don't put up with that, and then when they get banned, they just stop playing, and that's that. But if you care to be like a hardcore hacker, just nothing stops you. You can, you know, play as much as you want, and it'll never hinder you outside of making a new account every week. And you don't even need to make a new email. You literally don't have to make a new email to make a new family share account. So yeah, not the best move on their part. So if they could like, you know, instantly ban people, you wouldn't be able to do that. But because it waits a whole week to actually ban them, you know, it's essentially useless because you just play for the week to make a new account. Where if it banned you as soon as it detected you doing something wrong, you know, it wouldn't matter if you were family sharing or not. It wouldn't do anything. How can people even have fun if they're hacking? The thing is, some of them don't, and if you, I've seen this. If you look at some people that do hack in Dark Souls and they're not using a family share account, because like I ban anyone I see in Dark Souls that is clearly hacking. And sometimes you can go back and check their profile. They don't play Dark Souls 3 anymore, and they're not a family shared account. You know, because like there's kind of a staple account for Dark Souls hackers that are doing family share stuff. Their profile's private, or if it's not private, there's literally no other games on it, right? Sometimes it's kind of obvious. But you have some people that will cheat in Dark Souls, and they've got an established account, they have a lot of other games, they're not doing family share stuff. And you can tell they don't, they play for like a week, get bored, and they stop. And that's it. And so they don't even care about Dark Souls that much, and they hack in a lot of games, and they do get bored pretty quick, and they just move on, right? So that's kind of the kinds of people that do it. It's either the hardcore people that just keeps restarting accounts. And so a lot of people also when they hack in Dark Souls, and this is true for other games, this is not unique to Dark Souls, but I have no idea what this stage is. Great. What the fuck? Why do they do... Oh, this is Guy Juna, the one you can't beat. I remember. That's what this is. It doesn't matter what we bring then. Just get it over with. Anyway, so a lot of people do in Dark Souls is they try to cheat in a way where they try to make it so their opponent won't even realize they're cheating, so they can feel like they're, putting people down and, beating them like, oh yeah, that guy feels like I'm better than him, right? And for some reason, that's satisfying to some people. Like, some people go through really extreme lengths in Dark Souls to cheat and try to make it not obvious that they're cheating, and they'll try to hide it and stuff. I can't even, it's crazy the things people will do that to hide that kind of stuff. And then also some people will cheat and do things that they don't even see as cheating, even though it is. Right? They'll spawn Zig Brews, Divine Blessings, so they can heal more than they're supposed to be able to heal, and stuff like that. And they don't feel like they're cheating when they do that, even though they are. So there's just a lot of that. And that's most multiplayer games that don't have a good, anti-cheat setup. Oh yeah, he's just immune to debuffs, permanent piercing vulnerability, yada yada, so... We're just gonna twiddle our thumbs here as we wait for death. Exactly what Cairo said. Yeah, I might talk about that more when I stream Dark Souls later. I don't want to go into the nitty details because I don't think a lot of people care, but yeah, there is some bullshit. Look at that 0 damage. That's pretty unique. They must have done something really different here because like Divinity doesn't even do damage. I wonder what happens if Angra NPs. I wonder if that still works. I guess not because he's not attacking, so there's really no way for Angra to lose health. And like Qingong doesn't work for some reason with the way the game does it. Can you? How do you activate Angra? Do you wait for the NP turn? That's interesting that Divinity doesn't work. What about covering fire and all that? I assume that stuff doesn't work. But so that's interesting that Angra does. I thought Qingong didn't work though unless he patched it. I remember when he first did it, Qingong wouldn't work. Like after sacrificing him, even with guts, it just would still do no damage. Like I very much remember that when Qingong first came out, it did not work. When you would yeet Angra, if he didn't take damage from another source, it would do 0 damage. But I don't know, maybe they changed it since then. But I very much there were post after post about that, how it didn't work. Yeah, I assume Black Grail would work. I don't see why that wouldn't. Is there anything else that drains your team? Like, if you have a unit that drains people's health? I believe it was Gaju's NP on Cairo's stream. Yeah, because I'm pretty damn sure. Yeah, I saw our units actually refilled there, so I wonder if Angra's NP would go off right before the stage ended. Man, if they ever add story replay, that's something to try. To get a really big boy Angra, do all the health boosting stuff, get NP'd there and see what happens. Venge takes HP, so you have Black Grail and Venge, so that's 2 things. But yeah, Elden Ring, if it was just good on PC and I don't need to play on PS5, that would save me a lot of money. And I could take that money and put it towards a new GPU whenever I need one. That would be swell. Man, this account's got a decent amount of SQ. And second we beat Lostbelt 4 for a rolling story for Asclepius, and also Bedivere, let's be honest. And Ushi, because she's still NP1. I mean, I already bought a GPU during the chip shortage. It was just really expensive, but I kind of had to, because my old one was just getting too out of date. Yeah, that's where David shows up and you see his servant and all that. The cool bit. I think this is Asclepius again. Let's try to bring a better team. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if they still, I don't know if Lostbelt still maintain the 1-to-1 time thing like they did in 1.0. I haven't seen anything that really confirms or denies that. If it does, it makes no sense because then it's been like 7 years since the start of FGO. So the main character should be 7 years older and Mash should be 7 years older. Like, what the fuck? And then like the cryptors should be like 4 years older. Hi, Ari. You know, Ari, now that you're here, I was gonna talk about this earlier because we were talking about like FGO lore being convoluted and they're making up weird things in FGO to justify like gameplay stuff they want to do. And here, let me go on my main and talk about this. So here's like an example of FGO not following the lore, right? Like not, and then making up bullshit. So they can make up bullshit anytime they want. So, you know, we had Atalante, right? We had Atalante in the game since the beginning, right? She's always been a thing. And back then, you know, FGO was pretty limited and, you know, they kind of did a lot of copy-paste stuff and they weren't doing anything super unique, right? And then we got, you know, Atalante Alter, which there is no such thing as Atalante Alter before FGO, right? It's just Atalante's NP, right? It's just her other NP. She has more than one, right? That has her transform. So, you know, they could have done a Jekyll and Hyde thing or whatever, but she was already created, so that's not a thing. So here's what I think they should have done, and this would have been awesome, but the reason they don't do this is money and that kind of stuff. So what I think they should have done is Atalante should have been like MASH, where, you know, with MASH, you can go into your menu and you can have her change forms and it changes her skills, it changes her NP, it changes her voice lines, you know, and so you should be able to go here and click thing. Not that thing, it's one of fuck, there's so many. Anyway, you should be able to click the thing and that changes her to evil cat, you know, berserker Atalante, right? Boom, there you go, right? And that is lore accurate, right? And thank you Zert9000 for the 10-month resub. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a good holiday, man. But yeah, that's how Atalante should be. Like, that's just exactly how she is in lore, and they already have game systems that can support it. And Berserker Atalante was added to the game way later, so they could have done that, but they don't do that because they want that money. And so instead of doing that, they throw the lore out the window. They word vomit up some stupid excuse for why she has a different, you know, version that can be summoned that's literally just her NP. And then people have the gall to be like, Tiamat can't be summoned because of blah, 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 or we can't have Zeus because of blah, 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 blah. You know, meanwhile, it's just... It's arbitrary nonsense. Have we not realized that by now, right? It's just arbitrary nonsense. So both the reasons why they're not summonable and the reasons why they are summonable. So it's all business. So it's just, you know, I wish people would just stop even, you know, talking about it like the lore makes any fucking sense, because, you know, it just gets thrown out the window at the drop of a hat, right? Like, look at Atalante. It just gets thrown out the window at the drop of a hat. And, you know, again, the reason Tiamat is playable doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Tiamat's just like, you know what? I want to help humanity now, and I'm not normally summonable, so I'm going to, like, rebirth myself, but I'm going to transfer my memories from Babylonia and, like, just start over, and then now for some reason that means I'm summonable. It's like, okay, you know, whatever, you know, it's like, if that's the reason, that's fine, but like, you can't, I'm not even mad that they did that, right? I'm not mad, right? If Tiamat's popular and you want to make her playable, that's fine, and they've already done stuff like that in the past to make, you know, Ishtar summonable. They made up all that fucking, you know, host body bullshit for FGO, right? So if they want to just make up, they already made up stuff for Ishtar and everyone else to make them summonable. So if they want to make up shit to make Tiamat summonable, that's fine. But then you can't be like, oh no, you can't have Zeus. Oh no, Zeus is a chief god, so you can't summon that, but you can summon a primordial deity. That's totally fine. Did you get Ryoma while rolling for Mori copies? I did. I like Ryoma just fine, so I'm not mad about that, but you don't understand how bad those Mori rolls were. I was not happy at all. A lot of SQ, lot of murder hobo, and not a lot of Mori. That I got, dude. Oh god, I got the stupid, the fucking caster. Where the fuck? I got everything but Mori. I don't. Oh, can I have him? I would, if you traded me, I like Ryoma, I really do. But if Eri traded me like 5 Moris, I would trade a Ryoma for 5 Moris. I would do that. You know, it would sting a little bit because I do like Ryoma, but I know Eri likes Ryoma more. And I really like Mori, so I could give you 4. I would do that. Yeah, that's tough, but I would do that. I just got haggled, by the way. But if this was real, if we, like that would, you know what's fucked up? I just realized if Eri could have gypped me, if this was a real transaction right now, Eri could be sitting on like 7 Moris. And if Eri said I can give you 4, I would have said yes, and I would have gotten gypped. I would have gotten gypped right there. So I just played myself potentially. Anyway, but you know, I would have done that. I would have done that. Yo, I got the stupid other 5-star, which I don't care for at all. I think she might be my second storage, actually. I think I might have already yeeted her. Hell, I might have burned her. I'm not sure. I got her anyway. Oh no, there she is. For some reason, she's just higher on the list. I don't know why. But yeah, trading system, that would be nice. Give me my 3-star coins, for God's sakes. I have emerged from Lurkin. How you doing, Rabbit? I think I have I either burned one of the Kiaras or she's in the second storage. I don't remember. I have a lot of 5 stars I don't care about though. And if they ever added a trading system, like okay, for real, FGO could add a trading system, but it couldn't be completely open because people would abuse it in ult accounts and SQ accounts. Like they'd have to put restrictions on it. Like you can only trade once a year, like during an event, like the certain event is when you get to trade, stuff like that. Like there would have to be stipulations. And maybe even same rarity for same rarity or something. I don't know how you do, but there's ways that they could do it, but it'd have to be super restrictive. And sadly, what's dumb is if players wouldn't try so hard to game the system, if humans weren't humans, they wouldn't have to do that, right? It really is one of those things where this is why we can't have nice things, right? If people were just reasonable and you know, not shits about it, you know, no one would gain anything, and because the rarity is always going to be equal or whatever, you know, it wouldn't really affect the amount of SQ people would spend, and FGO wouldn't mind adding it. But humans aren't like that, and people will absolutely game the system, and you're going to have SQ accounts and ult accounts and trading a 1-star for a 5-star and all this other stupid shit. So we can't have it, right? We absolutely can't have it, and if we could have it, like I do truly think they could implement a basic version of trading, but it would, like Larry said, it'd have to be super restrictive. Anyway, if they did do that, which is very unlikely, but if they did do that, I would be in such good shape because I have on all of my accounts just so many 5 stars that are popular, but I don't like them at all. And I would be in such an advantageous situation where I could, like, you know, demand so much stuff for these things, right? I could get, like, you know, 30 coups for like a random 5-star, or I could get another 5-star that people don't like too much, you know, but you know, that's unlimited. I could, like Tesla, I guarantee you there's a bunch of people out there that have gotten Tesla from GSSRs or whatever, and they don't care about them. They don't care about them, and maybe they've even gotten 2 of them. So I could be really picky and hunt through all the people out there to find that guy that doesn't like Tesla but has 2 or 3 Teslas, right? And then I could give him that one limited time 5-star that he super wants, and boom, we're in business, man. I just got like 2 or 3 Teslas for some like stupid bird or, you know, whatever the, you know, Kiara thoughtery or whatever, and you know, here we go. I have 0 Teslas. I will say, if they added that kind of thing, and even though I could do so well with what I just described, I would probably trade within the community because, you know, someone out like, you know, Poi Poi, I might have something he desperately wants, right? And so I might do that, or you know, whoever in my chat. So I would probably favor my chat and not be a complete shit about it. But if I wasn't a streamer, oh baby, if I didn't have this community, I would just, it'd be so easy because so many people, they'll trade like 6 Siegfrieds for 1 Jolter or whatever, right? Like they'll be like, and they think they're getting the bargain, right? And same for like trading 3 Teslas for like 1 Kiara, right? They're gonna be like, oh, I'm getting such a steal. I don't even fuck about Tesla, right? And meanwhile, you know, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Kiara. This is great. It would turn into Animal Crossing trading. What's that like? I need to know. I don't know enough about Animal Crossing, so what's the reference here? Give me 1 second while my chat explains this to me. I need to grab a snack real quick. I'm gonna die of starvation here. It's insane. Okay, I gotta hear about this. Give me like a wall of text when I come back. I'll be here in just a second. Alright. I'm back for a minute or two here, but then I gotta grab my food. That was well timed. Basically, there are hundreds of villager characters and you encounter them randomly, but if you visit someone else's town and talk to a moving villager, oh god, are we trading people? You have to open a spot in your town and you can invite them to move there, so people made this massive economy. Oh lord, around trading villagers. This includes other villagers, money, rare items. Can you like give the villager an item and then trade them and they come with it? I don't even know what that is. It was a massive oh, it's a Discord server hub where people did this. It's insane. This sounds like... That sounds so messed up. Oh god, and it's the honor system? Oh no. So I guess you need like a good reputation, otherwise, oh Jesus. They even had a middleman. Oh my god. So from what I understand, Nintendo, they make Animal, no wait, do they make, I don't know who the fuck makes Animal Crossing anymore. I think it's Nintendo. Anyway, Animal Crossing devs, I'm assuming, never intended for human trafficking, right? This was supposed to be like kind of a random, vague, slow thing. And then the player base found a convoluted, insane way to, you know, game the system. Oh my god, that's both amazing and horrifying. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. That's really funny. And yeah, you know FGO would get like that. Jesus. All right, you know what? It's Spartacus time. People, oh, screen frozen? That's weird. What's, oh. It's still on, I think it's still on Samsung Dex, but I'm confused, actually. It shouldn't be. Okay, I think we're good now. I'm confused. Is it good now on your all's end? Because when I'm looking on an OBS, there's nothing that should be frozen. Like, my OBS is just showing it's the right game. Nope. Looks good to me. What is going on? Yeah, I guess refresh. I don't know. That's fucking weird. I have no idea. Well, you're not missing anything yet anyway. We're just looking at glorious level 100 Spartacus. Alright, so this is Asclepius, I think. There's random zombies that are apparently different classes this time. Boy, I hope I'm correct about this. Oh, why is Ushi NP1? Thankfully, as soon as I beat Lostbelt 4, we're very likely to get an Ushi copy. We're rolling big. It's gonna be a great time. And I feel like the odds of us not getting a couple of Ushi copies is incredibly low. Do I bring Ushi anyway? Oh god, why? Alright, let's see. Let's do a Rosh and a double Spartacus. So Ari, how do you feel about the raids? I actually had a lot of fun doing it on my alt. What's this video, Lost? Oh gosh, do we react to, is this worth watching on stream chat? I see this has to do with Animal Crossing. Do we watch this on stream? It's not very long. Okay, well, let me kill the music. I can do this. I have the technology. Alright, let's see. That should be good enough. Alright, what do we got here, chat? So I'm assuming this man is oh my god. So he has like the most what the hell? I like how it's still going. What would you even do? No human could ever no human could sort through this. Like you would never be able to see what the hell any of these people are offering. What do you do? Oh my god, they're still going. Oh, see, he's offering it for free. This man's lying. Oh my god. So yeah, I guess if you actually wanted to trade, it wouldn't be as bad, but Jesus Christ. I like how it was still going, right? Like that wasn't ending at all. Jesus Christ. This is someone is saying they have Raymond, so he's the most wanted trade on, and so he's giving out for free, who's the most wanted character of all time. Jesus Christ. Alright, give me 1 second. I gotta go grab my my food here. Oh, that's awesome. Alright, 1 second. Alright, I am back. I have some grub. I am starving. Alright, so Rosh NP, Spartacus come in. He probably NP. I want to NP the boss. I guess Ushi cleanup. No, we'll do it like that and then Protoku cleanup. Okay, here we go. You can't. What are these names? Thank you for the sub. I don't know if the D is silent here. D Honorable. I don't think that was even in the ballpark. I don't know if that's like a name from a language I'm unaware of, or if that's just random letters. I don't know. Is it just Daniel? Wait, how is this just Daniel? That's not how you spell Daniel. And if that is supposed to be Daniel, why didn't you spell it that way? Why are you all like this? I'm being attacked! Anyway, thank you for the sub. I do appreciate it. I just can't say anyone's name. That's how this goes. Then we have Icy. Dude, Icy is just like trying to make the most convoluted name on the planet. I feel different. Alright. I remember when I first saw Aries' name. That was a time. I guess cuts, cause fuck it. I don't think there's debuffs here. May regret what I just said. Thankfully, Aerie just lets us call her just Aerie, so I don't have to deal with this. Alright, he's helping you here. By the way, he is the best and I miss him so much. Feels bad, dude. I really think they did a good job with him because a lot of anime and stuff, they do a really bad job when they try to make flamboyant characters. They go like way too over the top and they're not like an actual character, right? They're not a person, right? But they didn't do that. He is flamboyant, but there's a goddamn character there, right? And it's like one of the best ones, so yeah, it feels bad, man. Maybe there'll be like some whole timeline reset at the end of the Lostbelts and Pepe gets to live, but I don't know about that. From what Nasu has said, because he said it's going to be a bittersweet ending, I suspect, okay, Raj, not good here. I guess Big Boy Spartacus NPing right now, because that is just not happening. Anyway, I suspect some of the things that seem really down and bad like that, I think some people are going to get good endings, right? Some of the stuff you kind of expect to be bad or sad or whatever are actually going to get like reversed. But then there's going to be, you know, some stuff that just doesn't. So it's hard to say what's going to happen. Like, I really don't know what they're going to do with the Cryptors, because clearly the Lostbelts aren't going to take over the timeline, right? Clearly. So I want to know what happens. Like, what point does the timeline go to when it returns to normal and all that kind of stuff? And if there are changes, what are they? That kind of stuff. Yeah, if they're ever... I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. Pepe's not my favorite character, but I really like him, and this is hard to explain. But even though there's other characters I like more than him, out of the cast, he's the one that I wanted to live the most. Like, abso-fucking-lutely. I don't think anyone expected Wadim to live anyway, but yeah, I really wanted Pepe to live. I'm so pissed that he died. Who knows though, maybe there's gonna be a twist, like we'll see. I feel like a Raj going boom here is gonna be pointless because I think these mobs are just gonna come back to life. But, we'll see. Yeah, Wadim kind of has to die because if he doesn't die, then like, you know, that's like a whole other timeline. But I'm genuinely interested in how like the overarching stuff and the Lostbelts finishes. So that's kind of why though I don't like when they do all these side stories that just don't mean anything to anything and it's just kind of a waste of time. It's like we've been here for a long time, man. Like, we've been in the Lostbelts for a really goddamn long time and I'd like to, you know, see where it goes. Alright, I guess I just NP again because fuck it. Oh, do it the other way. Gordolf is great. He is definitely my favorite Chaldia person. Romani was great, but he doesn't count anymore. Feels bad. Yeah, I'm not sure. If Vince gets a part 2, I think it's gonna be, we're gonna find out really soon. I think as soon as we see the story version of the boss that we have, I think we'll know pretty much right away if she's getting a part 2 or not. I could still see it. I could still see it either way because I'm not even sure she's in her final form, right? Like, I think she might, you know, there might be like a fuller, you know, version that we're gonna see or something. And she could be the white dot, you know, between 6 and 7 and all that. I think that could still totally happen. However, it's not gonna shock me if we see the cutscene. It's like, well, that's it for her, right? And then we're done. So, I don't know. I'm still leaning towards that I think this is kind of a prologue type deal. And there's gonna be a part 2 or a, you know, follow-up story or whatever. It just doesn't feel quite flushed out right now. But we'll see. Alright, do I want to heal? I don't think so. So I see the other zombie got replaced already. So we are not really accomplishing a lot right now. It would be interesting if, like, the Vince stuff kind of doesn't work out, but then, like, something else comes out of it. Especially more like Tam stuff. And, you know, that could be there. That'd be interesting. Like, if they kind of springboard into, like, Amaterasu stuff or whatever. Although, honestly, I don't think a lot of people are going to agree with me on this. I wish they wouldn't do anything with Amaterasu because it's so against what the characters are about. And it kind of feels like, I don't know how to describe this, but you see this in a lot of, like, ongoing franchises where they kind of start showing everything instead of like something's remaining a mystery or just never happening. It's like Star Wars, right? They just had to show, you know, why Palpatine looked all fucked up, and they just have to do everything, right? And normally when you do that, a lot of it's going to be very unsatisfactory or actually portray what a character is about, right? And I feel like when you look at what Tam is about and what the other Tams that we haven't even seen are about, it just doesn't make sense to do Amaterasu stuff. And I know they already did some of the extra universe, but that's, you know, just kind of the same thing of what I'm talking about. Like, you know, it'd be cool if they did it in a good way and they did a really good design and everything, but how they already did it in Fate Extra verse I thought was really lame and boring. It was just giant Tam. Wow, that's really interesting, right? When you look at the actual lore of what Amaterasu is, that's so not the way to do it, in my opinion, right? That's so underwhelming to do it like that. Yeah, they basically did Guinevere from Dark Souls, but Tam. That's literally what they did for Amaterasu in the Extraverse, and I'm like, that is the lamest thing ever, right? So, with how they've handled it up to this point, I wish they would never touch it again and just don't do it, right? And like, if people want more Tam stuff, that's fine, but just do more Tam stuff. Don't do Amaterasu, because they're really portraying what both Tam is about and what Amaterasu is about by doing it that way, right? I'm not saying it's impossible to do Amaterasu, but the way they've handled it has been so cheap and like dumb that I have no faith in them handling it well. And again, if people just want more Tam stuff, you can do that. You can have your giant Tam and just have it not be Amaterasu, because people kind of just like giant Tam, right? It doesn't need to be Amaterasu specifically. But yeah, there's a chance that the white dot between Lostbelt 6 and 7 is something to do with that. Like, wouldn't shock me. One of these days, Martha's gonna get her NP. Do I evade on Spartacus? Yeah, I mean, he's level 100, so... Bonk, bonk, bonk. I really like his NP. It's great. Asclepius is just good. That was definitely one of the servants they've done that I was very happy with. He respects his lore very well, but he's still anime. His toolkit is both useful to the player base and unique, and also fits, you know, what his character is about. Like, just a lot of things lining up good for him, so I was very happy with that. And just gonna yeet those buffs real quick. That feels good. Man, Martha got super blasted there. No cards for support Spartacus, so Art Chain it is. Amaterasu was a bit relevant in Extella nonsense. But I really disliked how they did it there. That was really like fan servicey and had so little to do anything that had to do with Amaterasu. Basically, I don't like anything in Extella other than the attack animations because like it's just really cheap lore in my opinion, and it's like really pulled out of their ass. And it's just everything's so shallow. I feel like everything in Extella is very shallow. Both the characterization, the story, and the gameplay. It's all super, super shallow. It's one of my least favorite things they've actually done with Fate. It just feels so like cash grabby and just it's like an excuse, right? It doesn't feel very natural, and the gameplay is just it's so bad. Like even for a Dynasty Warriors game, I think the gameplay is bad. There's other Dynasty Warrior games out there that actually I think are pretty fun, right? Like yeah, maybe they're not like the most engaging game you've ever played, but it's like yeah, this is a good time, and I think Nintendo's done a good job with that with like the Fire Emblem one and the Zelda one and stuff. They made Dynasty Warriors games, and those look pretty good for just having some fun. Where Extella is boring gameplay, it's very boring gameplay-wise, and repetitive and monotonous, and then the story and characters are all very, like, cheap versions of themselves, so it's a lot of yikes for me. I'm very unhappy with the way they've handled Extella. They do have some good attack animations, though, right? Like Darius got cool attack animations and stuff like that. Yeah, I have not played Fire Emblem Warriors, but I've seen some videos, and it does look like some good dumb fun, right? Like, there's a right way to do dumb fun. There really is, right? You can have dumb, right? And then you can have good dumb, right? There really is a difference. And it definitely looked like that to me. If I've ever had the chance to play it, I really should. Hey, free apple. I'll take that. Yeah, I've heard the Zelda ones have some fun stuff. What would really get me to play the Zelda one, because I think that's on the Switch, and I have a Switch. What would get me to play that is if they had like the original Ganondorf design. I really don't like his newer designs, but if they had like, I like his Ocarina design. I guess his original design is the giant pig. Let's not go there. But I like his like Ocarina design, and I like his Wind Waker design. I just don't really care for his like what was it? Shadow Princess or I don't fucking remember. They that version they've kind of used from that point on. I've not really cared for that. And they didn't have a lot of characters I cared about when I saw. They had like a lot of characters I'm like, eh. You can get it as a costume? Oh really? I'll have to check that out. I wonder if they actually did Twilight Princess, that's the one. But yeah, that's actually an issue for the Zelda franchise for me. I don't like a lot of the roster, and then most of the roster that I like are never going to be playable in anything ever. So that's always a problem. So Ari, did your father ever get his sense of taste back? Because that really sucks. And that was a while ago. Because it's been tough for me. Like I have not lost my sense of taste entirely. I've just lost like a chunk of it. And it makes a lot of problems for me. So I can't even imagine just not having taste at all. Like like, it really affects your appetite. Like my God. No? Oh jeez. Better make sure that man eats, because that's tough. That's super tough. Man, that sucks, man. That really sucks. I do like Wind Waker's a good game. I really I need to play that again. Lancer stage. I feel like this is gonna be filler. What shall we summon? Oh hey, Zaw with the big sitting master. We haven't had any of those in a while. You can taste some things, well that's good. We bought ice cream, and the one he bought, he couldn't taste. It was walnut banana. He could taste the cherry one, though. That's probably a good sign, I suspect. Also, cherry ice cream is actually really good. Although walnut sounds good too. Man, I even talked about ice cream the other day, and I never bought any. It is so warped for me. I like get more out of remembering food than eating it. But yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm kind of worried as I get older if I forget how things taste. It's more like his taste was super dulled rather than completely lost. That's kind of how it is for me. And what I've noticed for me, because I didn't get it from getting sick, I got it from just nerve damage. It's like certain things are kind of like gone, right? But then some things are still there. And I'm not a biologist, but I assume it's because like different nerves in different part of your mouth like connect to different parts in your tongue that detect different stuff. I don't know, but that would be my guess. But I tell you, it is wild because it affected like my appetite so much more than I thought it would. Because even if like I can easily eat something that I can't really taste. I've always been okay with that, or I don't have to eat something like super good, right? Of course, good food is nice, but it's weird. It's like even though I'm okay with eating something like really bland, you just don't think to eat. You don't get like that urge, and it's really difficult to eat, even if your body is really hungry. It's not great. So yeah, I hope your father's able to deal with that well, because that sucks. It probably isn't coming back. Man, that sucks. I can't even imagine, dude. Like, you just get a stupid, disease like that, and then you're just screwed like that. I lost my taste completely, and I didn't want to eat anything at all. Yeah, Jesus. The only time I ever lost my taste completely was when I had a surgery, and it didn't really affect me because I was like so foobarred from the surgery. I was like just drinking meals essentially, and you don't even think about the fact you can't taste it, so that wasn't a big deal because it wasn't like long term. The taste is wild. I never would have expected it to be as extreme as it is. Tasted wine. It tasted like water. Oh my. Let's do... No, we'll do Hans. He'll probably die really fast, but that's fine. And then we'll get George Bond, who I'm pretty sure is still not Bond 10 one of these days. Dude, if I could have done the event on this account, it would have gotten Steno and George Bond out of the way nice and fast. But, holy shit, can you imagine this account trying to do the raid right now? I would summon Burgist. That I think she's a really, really good carry there. So I would do that. That would help. And I've got the event CE. And then Martha's okay. Do we have Fluffy? Okay. Fluffy's good. Because we already tested that. Actually, this account might be able to just squeeze it out. I think it would be tough. And I might have to CS on a bad run. But actually, I truly think this account could probably do the raid. Like, because I've actually got a lot of what my ult account did. Like, because my ult account did Asterios, right? Martha, I can do that, and I could probably replace... what did I have at the end there? Asclepius, I can't do that. But I could do Qin Gong instead, that's okay. I could do Hans instead, that's okay. Yeah, actually, I think this account could do the raid. I'm quite confident in that. I might need to level, like, Asterios' skills a little bit or something. But, yeah, I think it could handle it. That's kind of cool, actually. And it's a shame that I can't, because it'd be really practical. I don't think I've ever actually had cider. I just woke up one day able to taste again. Yeah, I kind of hope that happens to me. That would be nice. Yeah, I've heard that's kind of how it is though with COVID. Some people it just wrecks them, and with taste, and some people it doesn't affect their taste at all, and sometimes it's temporary. But COVID hasn't existed long enough for it to be really clear if it's going to be permanent or not. Alright, we will go with Cope Scope. I guess Cope Scope again, because probably not going to need to do normal card damage too much. Actually, never mind, we'll give that to Steno. And then he can do that. That. So bad on him, but whatever. Alright, off we go. So did your taste come back, Ari? I think you said it did. I would certainly hope so. Otherwise, that would just suck. Like 98% back, that's good. I've been lucky to not have to deal with COVID at all, and what I've said this before, what really sucks, because now that I work at home, because I stream on YouTube and I'm doing just fine, if I was just by myself, right, which I was for most of my life, I lived in this house by myself for a really long time, but I just decided, hey, I'll let Tusk move in, it helps him a lot, and it's kind of fun. But so I would be safe. I could just stay at home all the time. If I order anything, I could just clean it, clean my hands, no problem, no chance of getting COVID, really, right? But because of Tusk, and he still has a normal job, he could just get it, and he gives it to me, and I'm fucked. So I'm like, God damn it. So I'm like lucky in that I could so easily avoid it. But then I don't actually get that benefit, so. But hopefully I will just never get it, but you never know. Yeah, damn it, Tusk. You know what I hate so much? Because never mind COVID, I have to be really careful about getting sick, just no matter what, because all my like normal health issues and sinus issues and all that, getting just a cold is a really big problem for me. So I put a lot of effort into not getting sick. And over the last like 4 years, I thankfully have not gotten sick much at all. And I think the 2 times I have gotten sick in the last like 4 years, it's always because of Tusk. Every time. And it's so frustrating because Tusk does not get very sick. When he gets sick, it's over so fast for him. Very mild symptoms. He doesn't give a shit. Like, he literally doesn't give a shit. He doesn't, like, half the time even take anything, and he just gets over it. So Tusk will get some stupid shit, get over it in like a day and a half, 2 days, give it to me, I get destroyed for like a month, 2 months or more, and it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. There's nothing I can do about it. But yeah, because I'm so careful about not getting sick, I generally don't get sick myself anymore, but if Tusk gets something, it's decently likely that I'll get it, so. But it's what it is. Gotta take the good with the bad. And the grocery store is a really likely place to get it, and that's a good time to be extra careful, right? To make sure you don't touch your face. And what Tusk actually does when he buys groceries is he wipes it all down with like cleaning wipes and stuff like that to be extra careful. Like, that doesn't guarantee nothing's going to happen, but he does as much as he can to limit that kind of thing. Honestly, I'm just terrified of getting anything, because every time I get something, it sometimes takes 6 months to even a year for me to fully recover, and I just get so tired of it, dude. It's like, I don't mean to bitch, it's not, it's not like I'm dead or anything, but like, it's really annoying to get like the common cold, and then it's like, 6 months to a year later before you feel normal again, and it's like, God damn it. Yeah, I know a few people that have gotten COVID and have basically had no symptoms, but I also know several people that have died from it, so. Actually, some of my extended family died from it, but they weren't people that I knew personally, really. But yeah, it is a thing. Yeah, I might have to do that, Beastly, because it is such a problem. Like, and my doctor has said my air pathways are just way too small. Like, they're way too small. But I'm doing the shots first, getting that done, see what happens. But once that's over with, I'm probably going to have to get surgery. I'm really dreading it, but from what I've heard from everyone that's had it, as long as the surgery doesn't go south, pretty much everyone says it's worth it, so. Yeah, from what I understand, Beastly had similar issues to me. And yeah, that's Zero Two's theme, it's great, love it. We haven't unlocked any of Steno's passives because there's no way to get enough Steno points. It's impossible. Like, it'd be physically, even if she was like super high bond, there's just no way. Hopefully when we roll for Asclepius though, after beating Lostbelt 4, I've been saving up my SQ I think since Camelot. Hopefully when I do that, we get Steno, but that's not particularly likely, but hey, if it happens, I'll be happy. We are having a bad time right now with this guy.
どうかし
いい時代だ。資料集めには事欠かん。損なうたびに思い出すがいい。メルヘン・マイネス・レーベンス。
Honestly, I need to talk to my doctor again, Ari. I'm not entirely sure. I know all the ones like in my face are too small, but I'm not a biologist, so I'm not entirely sure like how far that extends. But yeah, I'd have to ask my doctor. But I know the ones like, you know, through my nose and in my face are all really small. And I don't even know if like they can figure this out, but just from what I understand from like other health issues I have, it's probably because I was born really early, and apparently that can just happen. Like when you're born really early, like your eyes might not develop all the way, your lungs might develop all the way, you know, like I think I assume that's probably why my airways are that way, but I have no idea. I'm not a biologist, and I have not asked my doctor about that. It actually is really interesting stuff. I'm the same way. When I get like sick, I want to understand why, how it works, you know, and that's actually helped me because when I get sick, I normally get a sinus infection and it's terrible. But over the years since I was like a teenager, every time I would get sick, I'd get really scientific about it. I'd look stuff up, I'd try to figure it out, I would try different things, see what works, what doesn't. And over many years, I've gotten way better at managing my symptoms and whatnot. It's helped a lot. So yeah, being a giant nerd, that kind of stuff can be super useful. Yeah, I have pretty bad lungs. I'm really fortunate. When I was born, my lungs didn't actually work, and basically there was a new drug that was like a single doctor invented it, and it had just recently gotten like allowed for like, you know, usage, but it wasn't even allowed for like mainstream usage. It was like you could use it in extreme cases, like, you know, if things are bad. I don't know how the technical stuff works, but it's like when something's like almost ready to go, but you know, it's not, you know, quite fully tested or whatever. Anyway, so this drug that would basically help your lungs keep developing after had just like been allowed, and that saved my ass, so I was quite lucky with that. Yeah, I forget, I think I was born like 6 weeks early or something. I always forget. I have to ask my mother because she knows, but I was born way fucking early, and yeah, it caused a lot of problems. Okay, let's murder a fucking dragon. I don't think we actually need our buffs for the NP, so I might actually use it for NP gain. That's kind of weird, but I think that's right. Watch this piece of shit dragon just instantly remove my buffs. Yeah, my doctor's awesome. I'm so glad. It took me a while to get like a doctor to stick with, and I'm really happy with the one I have. He's a huge nerd. He loves video games and all kinds of stuff that I like. And yeah, he likes explaining stuff and talking about stuff too. And he's great. I was very happy with that. And he's apparently one of the best doctors in like my region, or the field that he's in, so it's great. Yeah, it probably can mean you have a less developed immune system. I don't know if I do or not. I have no idea. Probably. Yeah, a lot of my eye problems because of that, and I'm quite salty because my eye doctor has told me that the new kids, the fucking Zoomers now, there's like things they can do when they're born now that like, it only works when they're born, you can't do it later. But like right as you're born, if you're born really early, there's like things you can do now that will help keep developing them so they don't have a lot of problems later in life. So a lot of there's still issues with being born early, obviously, but a lot of Zoomers now don't have too many problems with that, which is good. I'm happy for them, but I can't help but be a little bit salty because, you know, I missed the boat on that one. Alright, this should kill the dragon. Just jam some stem cells in there, it'll be fine. Dude, medieval medical, I have to put air quotes around medical treatments. They're like sacrificing doves and shit. It's not good. There's some really stupid stuff. Man, that sucks, Ari. Yeah, animals gotta deal with it too. That's tough. So when I was a kiddo, I was super hyperactive, and like I would talk unbelievably fast and whatnot. That was definitely a thing. I still talk really fast, but it was way worse when I was young. Just use some leeches, solve everything. I like how Asclepius is like really interested in like medical advances and stuff. Dude, I love Asclepius's voice lines. There's some really good stuff in there. Alright, Berserker. I don't think this is Gajuna again. I don't think we face him for a while. This is probably those trash mobs, the alligator guys. Berserker on Berserker violence is normally not meta, but I will go Mordred if I can find her. Okay, I'd rather use mine if I can help it, but it's either that or Max's. Never feel bad about using Max's because it's just so good. I'm a little jealous, but that's about it. Let me get on my main here. I just realized I've been streaming for 3.5 hours. I kind of lost track of time at the raid. I was having a good time there. Ari, what do you think about this idea? I was talking about this, and I feel like it's copium, but I also feel like it's really easy to implement. It would be awesome for the game. So with the raid we have, imagine they make like, 7 bosses of that caliber with different niches, different pros and cons, right? So like different gameplay, but roughly that, type of difficulty. And like Genshin, you can fight these bosses as many times as you want, but it only takes AP and you only get loot once a week, right? And you can have ones for like different class gems, right? And even monuments is like a side drop. And so like, you can still do regular farming and get gems the normal way, but you've got like an archer boss that's like, pretty tough and maybe has ads or doesn't have ads, right? Like a weekly boss, and it's pretty tough, but not like the world's end. But you could like build up certain units towards it on a new account to prepare for it over time. And as like someone that's been playing a long time, you could like solo it one week, do a double doorman setup one week, do a burb setup next week. You can mix up how you deal with it. And then while you're at it, you're getting a nice little extra burst of gold gems or whatever, right? I feel like that's super easy to implement and would really be awesome, right? It gives you some repeatable content, and it really would be something awesome to work towards for new accounts. Let's say the Lancer one is super giant. So then it's like, okay, maybe I look for a niche in that, or maybe it's also divine, so maybe I look for that, or I just look for good sabers, right? So it gives new accounts like a reason to level a lot of different stuff to help them deal with these different fights. Because I've noticed, and this is actually kind of awesome about the raid right now, I've noticed it has made people actually have to think quite a bit outside the box to make their account work, to beat it. Especially beat it well, and that doesn't happen very often, right? Most people don't have to do that, and that's nice. It's not monotonous, it's not mundane. And again, if people don't want to do that, it's only once a week, not a big deal. And if you even don't want to do it at all, it's just, it's just gems, and you can always get that the old-fashioned way. The thing is, it's like if you only want to do the monotonous, mundane stuff, that's fine. But there's already so much content for you, right? Right? People that want to do the monotonous, easy, straightforward farming, there is no end to the amount of content in the game for that. Where if you actually want something to, brain tease and actually give you a reason to level stuff, and I think just for the health of the game, never mind how any individual feels about it. It's good for the game to give people an incentive to want to level different units and want to work on different units and want to, keep playing. A lot of people need that carrot on the stick, which is dumb, but that is definitely a thing a lot of people need. And I think having a variety of bosses that aren't going anywhere, right, and they're just something you can work towards if you want to, I think is a good motivation for a lot of stuff. Okay, let's see. I think I already have Mordred up, so wait, I have to log in though, and that doesn't count as logging in. There we go. I'm actually quite happy my old account did as well against the raid as it did. I thought it would have a real problem, but it worked out. My main fucking destroys it though. That was a good time. I'm also quite happy that Asterios was not bad there. Clearly, all the 5-star supports I think would be better, but Asterios was pretty legit. I mean, he doesn't die quickly at all because he's got the bonus stuff, and his NP was actually pretty impactful, I would say. So I was pretty happy with that. He actually might be the best budget support for that fight. I'm not sure. I mean, it's hard to say. Hans and Qingong and stuff can be really good, especially if you are wanting to cycle because Qingong's big buster up and all that. So it kind of depends. But I actually think Asterios is pretty nifty there. He is off. I mean, even if he made a bunch of like weekly bosses, you know, people are going to find setups that will trivialize it, obviously. But a lot of new players are not going to have the means to do that at all, and some people won't see that stuff, and it'll take a while. I think it'd be a pretty healthy thing for the game. The only thing that would be unhealthy is if they made it mandatory. I don't think they should do that. But if it's just, you know, daily and weekly farming stuff, it's just optional. I think that'd be really good for the game. And hell, if you wanted to add with those dailies or weeklies, you know, another thing that is more mundane and easy to, because like the gym farming right now is so trash. Like, oh my god, it's terrible. So you could literally buff the normal way to get class gyms, right? Like, you know, hell, you could keep the ones we have and just boost the drop rate if you wanted to. You know, you could do that if you, as well. What do I bring here? I might bring Steno just so she gets fund. I'm gonna do Qingong. That's fine. There we go. Yeah, I asked my chat earlier, no one else seemed to have actually used the stereos for that fight, but I figure it's because anyone that has cleared Lostbelt 6 and can do it, almost like 95% of them probably have some pretty meaty stuff, at least in my chat. So I figured not many people had any need of that. But hey, my ult did. Like I wasn't memeing. I just legitimately think Asterios was the best pick I had there. Yeah, I know, it sucks. The only time it's really good to farm gems. So there's one other way you do get gems. It's not just the lottery stuff. You do passively get gold gems from regular free quest farming in events. Like the final node in almost every event is going to give you a few gems of whatever class it happens to be. Now you have very little control over it because one event it's going to be Lancer, then it's going to be Berserker, then it's going to be Assassin, right? It's all over the place. And the drop rate's not amazing, right? It's just, it exists, right? You're going to get some gems. So as you play over a year, those free quests that you're doing naturally are just, if you mean to or not, you're going to get a chunk of gold gems here and there because of that. But that's not great. Like, you literally have that, the lottery, and then suffering in the dailies. That's the only ways you get gold gems, really, and it sucks. It's not good. I really don't know why they don't address gold gems, because, it sucks, especially on like a brand new account, because they've made it easier to level up some fundamental units pretty quickly, right? Like my Steno account already has some nice fundamental stuff, and I'm not even playing it very much. I whiff AP on this account constantly. It's played 3 events, that's it, and it didn't play those events very thoroughly, and it's been able to level a decent amount of backbone units. But because you level units faster like that, and you have the free Ascension and the free 5-star, you have a greater demand of gold gems quicker than you used to. Like the need for them comes up faster than they used to, but you don't get them any faster. If anything, this year I feel like you've gotten them slower because they kind of fucked up the lottery event this year. So yeah, gold gems suck. Oh my god, these suck. So I really hope they do something about that. Like, daily revamps need to happen. They need daily repeatable content that is better in this game, both from a gameplay standpoint and from a sort of reward standpoint, because it is not great. Yeah, blue cubes are main story only. So they're basically there for people that just do not want to deal with it and to make sure they can be current if they want to, right? That's what they're for. It's like that, and those and command spells combined, anybody can get through the main story, you know, if they care to. What's really messed up is I've seen people act like you can just get all the gems you need for a year in one lottery event. And I'm not kidding. I've had this conversation on our Discord. People saying that like farming in FGO is easy and is like the least tedious out of like between Arc Knights and Epic 7 and these other games because you just do one lottery event and you're set for the year. And I'm like, that's bullshit. That's so bullshit. Even if you open 100 boxes, which I guarantee you the average player does not open 100 boxes in a lottery event. That's not even remotely reasonable. But even if you open a fucking 100 boxes, that's 2 servants. Wow. Like, oh, you're set for the year, are you? Like, are you kidding me? Like, like a 1 gold unit, like 1 5-star takes over 50 gold gems. And even more now because of passives. So it's not even, actually 100 boxes is not even 2 servants now. And then let alone if you got a few budget ones you're leveling up on the side. Like maybe you're leveling Ku, maybe you're leveling, Proto Ku, or, God help you, Gilius or Phantom of the Opera or something. There's just, you need so many fucking lottery boxes if you want to, get through a year of servants. On top of that, the lottery may not have the mats you need. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, in terms of the gold gems, I just mean, like, I'd say the overwhelming majority of players do not even get close to getting a year's worth of gold gems from the lottery events. Because I don't think most players open 100 boxes, not even close. I think most players probably open, like, if you could poll, like, the casuals and the normies and stuff, I bet you it's, like, 10 to 20 boxes for the average player, right? There's probably a lot of 13s and 15s in there. And yeah, a lot of people do definitely take it to 30, 40, 50, but I think when you start in 60, 70, 80, I think that's just hardly anybody, right? And the people that get like hundreds and hundreds, like 500 boxes, that's just the Leviathans, man. Like so few people do that. I barely do 10. I did like, I don't know if it's over yet, but I've done like 15 or 16. I might have done a bit more than that. I haven't turned in a chunk of tickets on NA. But NA I haven't done a lot. But I'm sitting on like 1,500 tickets right now that I haven't turned in. I never got a CE drop either, so I'll have to get it on the rerun. Thankfully I have double golden sumo, so I don't need it anyway. Golden Sumo Club, by the way. Imagine needing the pleb quick CE because you don't have golden sumo. Memes aside, the quick one is still good. Sometimes you do want like BNP gain and stuff, right? Like sometimes it's good, but if you have double golden sumo, it's wow, 34k. Why did 34k? What? I swear the attribute must not line up or something. Like he's not like, I don't even. I mean, I guess he has Cope Scope, and Cope Scope does kind of suck, but, jeez. And, oh yeah, he's got Buster down. The gimmick gives him Buster down, so there's a few things at play there to fuck him up. Well, we only fought Asclepius today, but we'll probably wrap up after this stage, because I want to play a bit of Dark Souls. I haven't played that in a while, and I kind of went overboard this stream, but it was fun. I had a good time with the raids, and it's nice to get some Lostbelt 4 done. And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes after this event. I really want to know what's going to go down. I'm kind of worried they're not going to tell us for a while. Like, I've seen some people like assuming that the New Year's news is going to be main story related, and it could be. But the New Year's stuff could just be like, yeah, guys, we're doing a tower event, or we're rerunning this thing or that thing, or I mean, God knows what they're going to do with that. They could be like, yeah, 6 months before we tell you anything about the main story. I don't think they would do that because even they, I don't think that this event really counts as main story. It's nothing like when you add Lostbelt 6 or Lostbelt 5, right? Something like that at all. I don't really try to stream snipe people. I try to I'll mess with Cairo a little bit when he's streaming, but I kind of keep it at his own pace, right? Like last year I put a red sign down. If you didn't want to summon it, you didn't have to. It's not, you don't want to be bothering someone all the time. You want, because if Cairo's playing Dark Souls, if he invades people, he wants it to be natural, right? He wants to not know what he's invading. It's not fun to just invade a bunch of people stream sniping you, right? So I'm not gonna like harass him or anything, 'cause that's kind of lame. But we'll poke at him from time to time. All right, boys. I think that's enough FGO for today. Thank you all for hanging out. I might not stream it tomorrow because I might have a bunch of stuff to record. Like I don't know how much time it's going to take me to like make a video for whatever main story comes next with the event. Because obviously there's going to be a main story version of the TAM fight, and that might be a whole giant fucking ordeal. We'll see. But we'll play a little bit of Dark Souls. But for those that are only interested in FGO, I will see you all later. And let me get my stream title and all that set up. I'm actually not sure what the hell we're going to do in Dark Souls today. We'll just kind of roll with it. I might actually try like putting down my white sign and then putting blue on and, you know, be on the other side of it for a bit just to kind of mix up the experience. Oh, is it not tomorrow? I thought it was tomorrow, but maybe it's later. We'll see. If there's nothing really happening tomorrow, then we'll just do Lostbelt 4, and we might be able to beat it, which would be kind of awesome because then we get to roll, and I think that'll be pretty interesting. Okay, let me reset the stream real fast. That way the VODs are separated, and I will be back in just a moment.